I want a sandwich. Now. Oh, sandwich wench. Yo, wench. Sandwich. Now. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. Oh, sandwich wench. I want a sandwich. Sandwich.
Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Not Worth a Cork. Do forgive my voice. Hopefully it doesn't deter you from listening to this on playback. Today, joining me to talk about some rather delectable treats of the once-in-a-lifetime-ish variety, because there's no chance we're going to do this all the time, is David. Say hello, David.
Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing today?
He was talking to you all, by the way, not me.
Yeah, I know how Meg's doing. I can hear him. I've
Yeah,
been with him all day.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can hear me. Your sniffs are going to be more pronounced. by the
Yes,
way.
probably.
It's more mentioned in the chat. Hello, MJ. Hello, Leona. Hello, Michael. Hope you're all well. Thank you for highlighting the sniff there, Michael. We appreciate any and all constructive criticism. It's not at all pedantic, and we love it. Yes, so today we're going to be, it's themed, but it's not distillery based, which is what we've done.
A few of.
Yeah, we've done 3. We've got another 2 lined up, in fact, this month. One on Saturday and one in a couple of weeks, actually.
Yes.
But that one's a fluke stream, but that's fine. This is a bit unique, but we're going to be very active this month, like we were last month. And there's a reason for that. It's because there'll be later months in the year where we won't be. David, for example, will be on holiday at a certain point. And also, I might not be bothered.
Yeah, Dave,
Who knows?
Dave may well run out of holiday, and yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Bry. Hello, Yempy. Thank you for your very kind comment, Yemps. I appreciate that.
That's probably something rude about my voice. So
No. It's sad ASMR episode. I don't
fair
think
enough.
it's sad in the slightest. When I'm looking at
It's
the quality.
definitely not going to be sad.
No, it's just my voice has betrayed
It'll
me.
be very sad if we don't like some of these.
I've already, well, to be fair, I know one of them is good because I tried it in
Yeah.
the form of the penultimate Scotch.
Actually, yeah. So we've each had one of these.
Yeah, you've had.
I've had the Ben Rins.
Yeah, I've had the much more expensive. But yes, we're going to be going through a bit of a madness that we indulged in last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday or Wednesday before? Yeah, it might be last Wednesday.
24th. Might be
Yeah, I think I've seen you like pretty much once a week for like 3 weeks. Much confused.
Yeah. I've got the Marbury light on.
Oh,
Right side. Was it left side? Don't do that. You'll slide the letters, you donut. Move the R, you donut. For those who don't know, David's a boomer and he didn't listen to me before he acted. There we go. It's better. I have a sign above the bar that says the Marbury bar, and Dave moved it. Anyway, yeah. So we're going to be foregoing our standard whiskey glasses because these aren't. We realised that we want to use those. We'll use them on Saturday, in fact.
yes.
But for these, a couple of them need a nosing glass. A Capita glass would be perfect, but we haven't got those.
No. Although if we can find some, we'll put some on the wish list.
They're on Amazon. Can have them.
Okay, we'll
Yes.
put some on the wish list.
We'll put like 2 on there.
Bear with.
But yes, while David does that, I'll continue to talk. We have Sniffy, McSnifferton, and Horse.
Yeah.
Yes, Dave's a lot closer to the microphone.
Sorry, yeah. They can move. Oh, yeah, they're 15.
There's no point moving back. They'll still hear it. Thank you, Lady of Darkness, for the donation. We really
I like
appreciate
that one, to be fair.
What, Capita glass?
No,
It's not Capita glass.
I know, but prescription whiskey.
Buy your own one, you fascist. But yes, we're going to be looking at some whiskies that fall within line certain annual
cap as well.
he's easily distracted, so do forgive Dave's inability to stay on topic. But yeah, we're going to be going through an annual thing I've been doing for 4 years, but in a different setting in the form of at the bar, because we thought that'd be a laugh, and talk about why we chose what we chose. Although, to be fair, I chose 3 of 4 of them, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we were being a bit more pedantic, we could have included one more item in the form of the Norfolk popcorn. Yes. But we decided not to because we don't want to go too heavy. Not because of my throat, just to be clear, my vocal cords aren't sore at all. It's just a case they're a bit tight because it turns out I was ill and I didn't even realise.
Yeah, you got the lurgy everyone else has had without actually having it until your voice just decided to go.
Yeah, it sort of. So for those, I went to a gig yesterday, so people might think, oh, maybe it happened at Glory Hammer. No. My voice was going before then.
We had to stop when we got off the train for him to get some sweets.
Yeah, and they were crap. They were terrible.
To get the Hall Supers.
They weren't any better. I bought some today. They hadn't helped. I had to get the strepsils out of my bedside table. I found them and I was like, bosh.
I feel bad saying this. What I didn't twig till we got back is I had strepsils in my toiletry bag, but I didn't realise.
Dave's a dickhead. But yeah, anyway, we're going to be... oh, hello, Orla. Hope you're well.
Yeah, you have to tell me if you'll join because I can't see the chat.
That's all right. I will say hello to everyone.
Hello, people I have not said hello to yet.
We've, in the time we haven't been in, we've also set up a Not Worth a Cork YouTube channel. Not for the streams, but we're going to start at some point sporadically uploading some shorts that will probably end up there and also on Instagram.
Yeah.
We were going to do one. I thought about doing one for the bar to show you how we set this up. But I'm going to wait until my voice is better because I feel like I've got the better narration voice.
Yeah. Definitely.
And so explaining it would be better from somebody whose voice isn't compromised.
Yeah. I can always be the roving cameraman while Meg stands in the corner and does the David Attenborough.
Oh, well, and here I can still do that.
Yeah. And here we have, in its natural habitat,
a single malt. Shagging another single malt. Making a blended malt. That's how it works, folks. Anyway, you should use Jakeman's ones, particularly the menthol and licorice. Perhaps I should, but I don't know anything about them, and I'm not going to take them because I don't have them.
When a daddy malt loves a mummy malt in a very special way.
I mean, that's certainly right going about it. It could be a joke. It'll get demonetised if ever was over there, but yes. Anyway, what we'll do, we're going to go here. So this is a bit of a bonkers picture.
Right,
that was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Lady of Darkness. I changed scene, so it moved it.
I just saw, so I was like...
Yeah. We'll hear it if it happens, but you were talking when the last one happened, so you didn't hear it.
Okay.
You have tunnel vision in your ears. This is what happened, but it isn't quite how it appears, so it's all right. It's not too bad.
It's exactly how it appears, to be fair.
We went on a adventure on the 24th.
Think Bilbo leaving the Shire in the Hobbit movies.
Well, he came back with a single chest of gold. We came back with multiple bags of things from multiple shops.
Yeah.
I went to Warhammer. Dave followed. He didn't know what he was doing.
No.
Went to Hotel Chocolat. We both bought stuff. All of it's pretty much gone, though.
Yes, I'm going to have 3 of the whiskey things left, and that's it.
Yeah, most of mine's gone because I gave a load to the sisters as well.
Well, yeah, they did send you with... Or you'd have lists for some of them.
No, they only wanted batons and macaroons. I did too, and I just ate them. So
yeah,
it's why I've not been doing very well. We went on an adventure, and the last place we decided to go to, penultimate, I guess technically, because obviously I bought a sword again, as always. We're not going to be saying that, Michael. Thank you anyway. We went to the Whisky Shop in Norwich, although we went in a day earlier to buy his parents, his dad, a birthday present, and we scoped the place out, and I went in. Obviously, I had a little list, and I noticed that a lot of things I had intended to get weren't there, but then things that they had said on their website weren't there were in the shop, and so my list, thankfully, had contingencies. Are you checking them?
Yeah, okay. One's gone, and there's one on the verge of going.
Right, I'll deal with that in a bit. Last thing I don't want to stop the flow just to deal with that.
That's fine. We'll do it.
I mean, you're wearing a coat indoors. All right. Anyway, so we went to the whiskey shop and we acquired well, something I started 4 years ago that Dave has jumped on, which I'm glad he does because we all need a treat, even if he got shafted on his bonus a little bit. No offense, you got shafted.
Yeah, that third of what I got last time.
Yeah, you got done. I mean, a third last. Well, actually, thinking about it, you're usually with what you've done with your bonus before. I think you made it a point to not because you had tax on the bonus and also bills of some kind. Yeah. Whereas I just paid my tax straight away. It's the first thing I did.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to do. First thing you do when you get paid, pay your taxes.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel wrong. Watching that number just go.
Yeah. Who's Faker? Why is he getting all my money?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Sadly, it's not called that here, though, is it? No, they're just called bellends. But yeah, Dave got done dirty. But we did, with what Dave got, he did end up spending it all anyway.
Yes.
Although that wasn't intended.
No.
But we thought what we'd do is we'd go through some of the items that are in the picture that aren't going to feature on the stream. Dave can go first so I can rest my vocal cords. That would include your 2 sets and that square bottle. And we'll talk about that one in a bit.
Okay. So, in the picture, you will see a small fuggler. His agent Johnny. He is sitting proudly atop one of the 2 tasting sets I acquired, which is the Glenmoray, the other one being the Tamdu.
Mm-hmm.
So these are sets. We've both had one of the Glenmorays.
Hi, Mark.
And I don't think either of us have ever had the Tamdu.
And hello, Marble. Hope you're well.
So
no, I've never had the Tamdu. The Glenmoray is in my decanter, the Elgin Classic, which is in that set.
Given the imagery on the box, the ship decanter is quite appropriate.
Yeah, I guess so. I put it in there just to get rid of the Moray.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was actually nice.
Yeah, it's actually for a cheap whiskey better than you might expect.
So the plan with those is to do Discord VCs with them, which is I was going to buy 2, and then we were going to use those, but Dave grabbed 2 as well. So I got 2 different.
I felt
ones.
it would be I felt it was a good idea. So I thought, as we were there, they had several options. We may as well acquire some so that we had some to go.
Yeah, we do at least one when you're here. We won't be doing one next time you're here because you're only here flyby.
One night, yeah.
Yeah, that's one stream. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tamdu's an interesting one because that was on.
It's been winning quite a few awards recently.
Yeah, it was like it was also I considered it at one point for a birthday whiskey I had considered. I think it was last year. I was considering the 15 or the 18. I thought that'd be a bit, but then I went Bladnock because it was just I just thought screw it, Bladnock. I liked the bottle. I was like, I wanted to see how good that was.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so I got those. I got some other things, but the other one I'll mention now is towards the bottom, or it is on the floor, slightly to the left.
Of the old Pulteney 18.
Yes, it's the squarish bottle. Doesn't look anything overly impressive in terms of design, but that is one of the Whisky Shop sort of exclusives. It's called like the Loch Fyne. That's their sort of bottling branding category.
Yeah.
The whiskey inside, however, is a Mortlach.
Speyside, Beast of Dovetown.
Yes. Now, we were lucky enough while we were in the whiskey shop to have a very good conversation with the gentleman there.
It was a long one.
Yes.
He was very happy to serve us.
He was very much enjoying how much money he thought we were going to be spending. And then he realised how much money we were going to be spending, and he very much enjoyed it even more. But he was very nice to us. He let us have quite a few samples of things. I was having to literally like tiny sip because I was having to drive later. Well, we rectified that by having some food out, which wasn't planned, but hey ho, cheeky Nando's it was. Can't complain there. But one of the ones I tried was the Mortlach, and Meg will tell you stories of sneakiness coming up, but I almost accidentally didn't get this because Meg hadn't realised that I was looking at it and tried one and decided I was going to just pick one up and put it in my pile. He went to help me move my pile of stuff to the counter to pay and almost sent it flying across the shop. Yeah, he'd had many samples, full Dave Sip samples on some of them.
No, it's not that they were full samples.
No, we'll come on to the other part of it in a moment.
There's a story there.
But this is quite a strong whiskey, but it was very, very nice. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to have that because actually that's really good, and it could be collectible, but it's certainly drinkable. So if I chose to open it, I would be very, very happy to sit and drink it.
Yeah.
I
think you should. It's not collectible.
No. Well, we don't know because yours was in the end. The one I bought you,
that's
but I
only,
was
that's only because they're batches.
Yeah.
Right, they've got batch 14 in,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'd be tempted to put it aside, but
these are
it's a lot of fun.
small batch ones, so they have a cask or two from the distiller that they bottle up as part of a series. So they're a limited run of bottles. I can't now remember how many of them mine is, but they're limited runs. So once they're gone, they're gone. It was something a bit different, and it's technically bottom shelf whiskey because it was literally on the bottom shelf.
Yeah, it was.
So, but no, I'm very happy with that purchase, and it is in my display cabinet as opposed to my more drinkable cabinet.
That's a separate story that Dave can happily talk about if you like.
Oh yes, so just to help Meg's voice along the way.
Thank you.
Whilst we were in Norwich, Meg very kindly helped me with some DIY. Last time I was here, I did an IKEA run, filled my entire car with IKEA, which was very funny. And then once I got some back to Norwich, Meg helped me carry up the stairs because I are puny and he are real man. One manned it up the stairs for a two-man lift.
I believe your dad did say I wouldn't be able to, and I already got it to the top of the stairs.
Yeah. So we built a IKEA mini
Thanks for being
bookcase.
here, Mark. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. So yeah, we got that together and we replaced my small unit with a bigger one, which is basically to hold the not necessarily all of these cheaper whiskey, but the ones that are either ones I'm not collecting or ones that I don't mind drinking and probably won't be replaced. Whereas the main cabinet is still in place, and that has the ones that either I won't be opening that I have at the flat that display, or that are open but they're like special treat whiskies or something that if I do drink it, it will be replaced because I always want it. So yeah, we did a bit of DIY, spent half a day doing that, and then put some doors on it and rejigged it to fit the electrics in.
That took 5 seconds. I did that when Dave was asleep.
Yeah, Meg literally cut the unit apart and put it back together with wiring whilst I was asleep.
I don't sleep very well at other people's places. It's like the hotel we stayed at last night. I don't sleep very well. I don't sleep under the blankets.
No, you did sleep on the quilt last night.
I did. Yeah, I did. I'm not comfortable sleeping. Even at your place, I don't really care for it.
No.
Anyway, yes. So, I have some things in the picture that aren't featuring either. I'll start with my samples. I bought 2 sample sets as well. One is English, which is going to be tried tomorrow. We noticed a spelling error in it, which is hilarious. When you open the box, they themselves acknowledge it. It's become a running joke on Twitch. I believe the MP herself has referred to it as manured because it's funnier, and I agree. So saying matured on the rum cask matured, it says rum cask marured.
It's impressive that the German came up with something funny. I didn't know they had senses of humour.
Scheiße. The other sample set I bought was Loch Lomond. I did, though, pour the classic, or the original classic, into my standard bottle that I have of it, because why not?
You already have a standard bottle of it.
Yeah, the samples are in the cabinet. Another thing not featuring in this stream is actually, there's a few actually not featuring. But the other one of note is the Port Ascaig, which is stood on top of a rather impressive-looking Mortlach 20. Before we went to the whiskey shop, we nipped into another shop in the Royal Arcade. They started getting more whiskey in, and I noticed the Port Ascaig, and the guy mentioned it was first batch cask strength, and I just grabbed it and went, "Yeah, I'm having that." Bosh. I impulsively just took it and went, "That comes out of the money for the treats. It's fine." That's how you order the alcohols, right? I mean, yes, 1 alcohol, please. That's pretty much how you do it. Michael was quite right, and as you are to confirm this suspicion. Another thing not featuring is the blue bottle on the floor, the Norfolk Nog, which is not a whiskey. It's an English cream liqueur. Think like Bailey's, but English. I did mention on Twitter and on Twitch something called the Spiffing Shot, which I would like to claim as my own. It's the English variant of the Irish hand grenade, or the car bomb, where you do a half pint of stout, and then in the top of the half pint are 2 shot glasses, one with English whiskey, one with English cream. You pull the pin with the whiskey, do the shot, the cream sinks into the stout, you then sink the half pint. The Irish version is obviously all Irish. English stout instead, of course. And yes, we had that last night with hot chocolates after Glory Hammer, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. With a Hotel Chocolat whiskey truffle chocolate
Yeah,
in the bottom.
mine stuck to the spoon, so I just ate it.
Mine actually did dissolve.
Oh, that's all right then. Yeah, it was very nice, and we had a great time with that. Nice little pre-bedtime drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norfolk Nog. I bought it because we do hot chocolates when Dave's here, so that's what we're going to be using. If there's nothing else that he wants to use, I will go Norfolk Nog.
I mean, I did bring the Kendall Mint as well, so we have that as an option.
We did have that before the gig.
We had that.
Yeah. So Orla, the Kendall Mint you sent, which has the gift note still attached to it, the bottle. Dave got it, and we had that with hot chocolate the other night. I had it with mint.
Yes.
You had it with dark, didn't you? Did you have mint as well?
Did we, or did we both do mint?
I did mint.
I think we both did mint.
Yeah, we did double mint.
We double minted it.
Just seems too complicated for this smooth brain. Nothing smooth brain about you, MJ. Nothing smooth brain about you at all. I'm the smooth brain. It's well established. I'm quite stupid. I would, just for the sake of making this easier, the entire right side of the image, from the Mortlack 12 to the right, will not feature in the stream at all, except for one. I just noticed it behind my tentacle.
Yeah.
Except for one called Singleton 25. So basically everything else in that corner, no. But what we're going to do, we're going to skip to this image. This is not what we bought, just to be clear. These are samples that were given to us by the proprietor, is that how you call him? Of the store, who very kindly, some of these weren't available in their shop anymore.
No, I think actually none of them. I don't think maybe one of them is, but
yes,
virtually all of them.
But he gave them to us as a gift. Now, this is quite lovely, really, because I kept the 2 Bunnahavens, which I found the octave Bunnahaven, the second one in, for about 120. The one on the left is a bit harder to find because it's only one of 435 bottles. The fact they even had a medicine bottle of it is impressive.
He had to go upstairs. He literally had to kick us out of the shop, lock
with
the
samples,
door.
With samples of the Kalila.
Yeah, he poured us a sample of something.
Kalila.
The Kalila.
Yep.
The one I bought.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. That's next.
Yeah, and it was like, I'm just going to have to get you to go outside, but I lock the door so I can go upstairs. And we're like, okay. So yeah, we're stood there in the street with a little sample, people looking at us as he locks us out, goes upstairs, and comes back down a couple of minutes later.
And yes, Michael, they're definitely pea jars. As you can tell, some people don't.
If you leave them outside in the sun, they turn purple.
If you're a house fan, you'll get that. You might also think that perhaps someone on the far right there, the Bucladic 12-year-old, is not drinking enough water.
Yeah.
Do not make the joke. Don't make the joke. But anyway, yeah, we got locked out for a minute while he went and got more samples. And it's solely because I did something a bit mad, and when he realised, he kicked us out and went and got more stuff.
Yeah.
For a whole year, I had a metal jar from Poundland. A metal money jar. I gave one to Dave, actually, trying to get him to do the same. Or something similar, at least. Yeah. I was putting money from the cleaning job into it for a year. Whole calendar year. And before I came out to Norwich, I transferred it into a wooden chest. Pirate's Grog sample wooden chest, which I'm going to change. I've got a proper little treasure chest.
He's going to change it so that I can't raid it halfway through this year when he does the same thing.
Yeah. No, I won't be bringing it in mid-year. I've got a mid-year one. That's fine. No. And I basically, when I chose my January treat and a couple other little bits, which stayed within my budget, I then looked around and I was talking to Dave about it. And he's like, he clearly looked excited but a bit confused because I mentioned what the bottles were, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, how are you going to do this?" And so I pull out this wooden chest with all the money, and I've been saving it all year. And the guy comes by and says, "I really hope there's no coins in there." I was like, "There's 60 in pounds if that counts. They're in bags though." And so my madness became quite excessive, solely because for a whole year I was ignoring this tin, just putting money into it, but not more than a certain amount. No. Turns out it piles up after a while, which is quite nice.
What was quite funny was you had there were some 50s, which is brilliant.
150.
I was 150, but the guy was like, Suddenly became a case of this dude has money.
Yes, well, had.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of those bottles on the far right side were purchased with that solely because it's what I dubbed the madness. I did it last year, but nowhere near as grand because I overspent on something else. But yeah, so we got kicked out, and the guy got us samples, and he gave us these as a gift. I kept the two Bunnahavens. Dave got the Balblair and the Jura, but David offered me the Bruichladdich on the far right. I said no, though, because I purchased a medicine bottle, the same size, but it was their own home brand version.
It's their grain whiskey, wasn't it?
I will check. It's in the cabinet. Karen talking.
Yeah. But, sorry, apologies. I'm going to have to sniff. I may do in a minute. I'll see. But yeah, so he came back with all of these things, and he was like, "We haven't got any more of this. Would you like to try this?" And it's like, "We haven't got this either, so you can try this."
I like that he joined us.
Yeah,
and then at one point he said, he quite clearly, when I mentioned, he's having samples with us, he's like, "I'll be honest, I could just shut the shop now." I mean, it was only 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yeah. It'd been open for an hour, not even that. So the sample I bought was one of the barrel ones they have in the shop. It's called a Lowland Single Grain 10-year-old. There is no ABV on this, though. And so in my whiskey notebook, I have written there, a little post-it hanging up the edge. It says ABV check required. Because I don't know the ABV of this.
Unless we go back and see it on the barrel, I don't know we'll ever find out.
It's on the barrel. It will be on the barrel. It will be. It has to be.
Yeah.
Because you can't sell something without having an ABV on it.
To ring him up and be like, "Yo, remember we bought all the swag? Yeah, can you tell me what ABV this one was?"
You'd have to go wooden chest cash.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you a box of tissue.
So, yeah, we had a lot of fun, and he was joining us, and it was a very pleasant morning spent drinking and spending money. But yeah, he very kindly gave us these. So these will form a stream at some point. I'm not sure if it will be a YouTube or a Discord, but probably Discord, Mega saying. But we will.
Well, they're not big enough names to be worthy of it, are they? For YouTube, not really.
I will step away for a moment.
Yes, you go in the other room and snip, blow your nose. Yeah, so we got these. What we're going to do, though, because obviously we want to go through the drinks we have. We're looking forward to this. We're going to talk about the one that Dave did buy as his treat. Dave's going to talk about that and why he's not going to open it. But he has tried it at least. Because originally he wasn't going to get it until we tried it. So,
yes, the guy's sales technique is very good. It was, "I've got a sample of that. Would you like it?"
Is that the one he went upstairs? No, because he got the
he
sample
pulled
of
that out from...
Yeah, he kicked us up for something else.
That was the medicine bottles. Yeah. The sample of this he had. That's what we were drinking outside.
I mean, my idea was just to buy 5 at most. I walked away with about 10.
So this, and also this works because Meg has one of these as well to a degree.
Oh, yes, I've got the Tamna.
Yes, so this is a Gordon MacPhail, who are like a rare limited independent bottler, and I think they semi-distill or do something, but they're mainly a bottler. But they basically find and bottle rare limited cask whiskey.
It says on a connoisseur's choice, which is what it is.
This is the series.
Carefully matured in our own casks with spirit entrusted to us from and then the distillery. So the spirit comes from the distillery, but it's in their casks.
They cask it and mature it. So Meg has a Tamnavulin, which works well with
58.8%.
It's quite nice with his collection.
Number 21 of 215.
Mine, I don't know what bottle number it is, but mine is a limited run as well.
Well, actually, you will know because your picture is there. You could just go and get the picture off Discord and check it.
True, if I can zoom in enough.
Or you just use your phone because you got the pictures, haven't you?
Yes.
But yeah, very limited batch. I got this because my one last year because I bought this actually I think about this time last year, didn't I? But I got it because I have a collection of Tamnavulins.
Too blurry to see.
And apparently, get the OG image then. Because the image is big enough, I can zoom in on it. I don't want to, but I can.
Scrolling.
But I got it because apparently this is based on... this recipe would be very similar to the original Tamnavulin. We made his year, and then he points out, the owner, that we'll have to be back there next year because his target will be increased.
Yeah.
Which is hardly ideal, of course, but at the same time, we are more than happy to work as hard as we can to be able to do that again. Because I'll be honest, That was probably one of the best. We both went in there. We were so happy.
I believe it's bottle number 23 of 415.
Oh, so mine's rarer than yours. The ABV on yours, Dave, while you got the image, is 59?
59.2.
Yeah, so for the most part, you actually had, in that shop, knowingly, the strongest bottle. I say that on purpose for later.
Yeah.
Because mine was second at that point. But the samples we were given, one or two of those were actually stronger. The Britannic was the strongest.
Some of them were in the 60s.
I got to try one, though, that was even stronger. I got to try the old Pulteney single cask, exclusive only to members of the Whisky Club.
Yeah.
At 64.2%.
Yes.
And, okay, I'll say
I did not try that because of the driving.
It was one of the first ones I tried. Just the thing, because I should point out, I bought the old Pulteney 18 in the shop.
Yeah.
Because I got the 12 and 15. I wanted a trilogy. Because I want to do a thing where we find the perfect trilogy. And the 18 was needed. So I tried the limited single cask. But I snuck around Dave and managed to buy a bottle without him noticing.
Yeah, he did.
And that was impressive because it wasn't easy. Literally, when Dave was looking at the Mortlack, I pointed at it and just gave him the cash. So he rung it up. And I just put it in my bag while you weren't looking. Yeah. That was fun. Because I showed Dave that when he got here. And he's like, oh, what have you done? I was like, I got this and this. And you weren't looking. I even managed to get one in his car without him noticing.
Meg are sneaky.
I live up to a bit of a name.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So the Kalila, Dave.
So
basically, why this and not the Macallan?
So I was debating the Macallan Rich Cacao, about £215. It was one we had on the Macallan sample stream, in fact, Macallan stream generically. It was nice, but we were debating whether or not I would open it, whether it was worth spending that money on something I wasn't going to open when that would be my treat, and therefore I wouldn't then have anything else as a treat. Which didn't quite work because this is my treat and I'm not opening it either. But it was
counter to that though.
It was cheap enough comparatively that I could afford something else as well to be able to drink and open.
Yes.
So I went with this partly because also I like Kalila. It forms a staple of Johnny Walker Green, which is one of my favourites, and we like it on its own.
We like Isla whiskies, and we will be doing an Isla stream at some point. Not just we've got a Bunnahabhain stream planned, which is mine. But an Isla stream dedicated, like you get the Skagate, Lefroy 10, Lagavulin 8, because standards.
Lagavulin 16.
Can't compare though. It's really unfair.
But it's a standard. This is the
but
problem.
They made the 8 the standard though, didn't they?
Well, yeah.
Because if we're going to do that, then you have to go select Lefroy.
Yeah, true.
Who wants to do that? I'd rather go with the standards of what they actually are to us.
Yeah.
To go for each, just go to a couple of distilleries, and Kalila is the 12.
Kalila 12, yeah. I have that,
You've got that, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah. I've got Porter Skagate, and I've got Lefroy 10.
We both have that, don't we?
Yeah, but I've got here.
Yeah, true.
Do you want to bring 3 bottles down?
No, it's a fair point, yeah.
Okay. You sure?
But yeah, so as we like Kalila, and I say, as he had a sample of it, we tried it. Outside, and I just walked back in the shop, picked it up, put it on the desk, and went, yes.
I love that I had to... the guy saw the money. He knew I wasn't messing around. He then kicked us out. I had to fold them, put the money back in the box, carry it outside with my sample to go back inside again.
No, I thought we just left it on the till.
No, because it was like, at that point I hadn't done that.
Oh.
It was in the centre console in the shop.
Okay. I thought we left it. We did leave it on the keyboard at one point.
Yeah, because you wanted the photo. So you asked
no, that was when because then that lady came in and we just left it on the keyboard while he went and served the lady.
Yeah. You took a photo. But anyway, yes. So Dave bought this at to be fair, I was also suggesting he get something different anyway because I like collections. We both have. I've got a collection that's quite nice.
The other verdict was we didn't think or know whether it would be reasonably possible to collect because what I wanted to do was get the Harmony series, so the 2 Arabicas, the 2 Cacaos, and possibly then the 2 Ambers. But getting one of the Cacaos is potentially going to be £700. Yeah.
Why are you lost, MJ, if you don't mind me asking? I hope we haven't confused you. We are a bit baffling, I know, but we're not trying to confuse you. Why did he kick you out? He asked us to leave the store because it's just one man in a tiny boutique shop.
With a lot of very expensive whiskey.
Well, no. Not anymore. He had to shut the shop so he could go upstairs to go and get some samples. He couldn't leave the shop floor, even though we were good for the money.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, you can't.
Business, you can't do that.
You can't.
There always has to be someone on the shop floor.
We're the same. Well, you can't. Yeah, so you have to close the door.
Yeah, there has to be somebody on the shop floor. He was the only person, and that was similar last year. Well, there was 2 guys last year.
Most of the time we go in, there's only ever one person in
Yeah,
there.
but it makes sense to be just one person. But yeah, so I'll be honest, I'd like to believe I put the idea in his head anyway, not to get the Kalila, but I don't like the idea that it goes in there just to buy a collection piece and that's it, because he got done dirty on his bonus. I wanted him to buy something he could enjoy as well. But thankfully, he found that, he liked that, he got that, and got something else which we'll get to soon. But we're not going to go there. We're going to go with something else first. The Ben Rins 15.
Flora and Fauna series.
So this is a January treat, but it's from me to Dave. I did this last year and the year before, I believe. Last year, I bought Dave the
Last year was Cabot.
Year before was the tank.
Oh, the tank decanter, yes.
Yeah. So I bought Dave a 15-year-old, although I did at least ask him what he would want. And mercifully, he chose a 15-year-old because I was hoping to get him another 15 anyway. I thought, a theme. He wanted the Ben Rins. He was considering it himself, and I thought, well, screw it, I'll buy it.
One of the many whiskies on my list.
Taylor Tokyo was as well.
Yes.
But you got that from me as well.
Yes. I did well from Meg, yeah.
Yes, you did. But yeah, so...
I feel a bit done dirty this time. I think this is the first time in about a year that I'm coming down here and not going home with more whiskey than I came with.
I'm not changing that. But yeah, anyway, Dave can talk about this now.
So this is something...
Oh, started naming whiskies. Oh, my apologies.
Oh.
Okay, well, we should probably be a bit clearer on this. So, for example, Ben Rins is the name of the bottle you see on the screen now. We will make it quite clear going forward what we're talking about, because I don't really want to confuse you. None of the bottles we're doing now, by the way, are open. So, provided Dave abides the rules and doesn't open any into the heater, he's fine. Oh, his phone though. Oh! I can't do the voice.
Meg have first sniff.
It smells good. It does smell very nice. A very light smell, very light.
Yes. So I actually had this several years ago. It was in a random sample box from the good chaps at Master of Malt. I can't remember what it was with, but it went down very nicely. And it just so happened that actually the night I was drinking it,
Ben Rins is in my book, ready to go.
Meg is ready. Meg is prepared.
I'll do it later.
There was a post about it on, I believe it was Master of Malt's Twitter. So I commented about it, and it made me think about, actually, yes, I do want a bottle of this, because they were raving about it. I was really enjoying it, and it went down very nicely. So I was like, actually, I want a bottle. It was 53 quid.
To be honest, because of how well...
And it's like, that's a pretty good steal, really.
Because of how well I had done with the savings, and we did reasonably well on YouTube. Not as well as some people might have thought. I saw someone put on Twitter, 1.4 million views. That's surely $5,000 for $1 million. I'm like, no, that's not how this works.
No, we wish it was how it worked.
I am nowhere near that. No, I had to pay my taxes anyway, so it wouldn't have been that high anyway. And I'm a responsible adult, and taxation is theft.
Whiskey madness aside.
Yes, well, we don't talk about that. Although Dave was more than happy to yesterday. But yeah, so this is one of... Because Dave got done dirty, and I know he considered it, I just took it from him and thought, I'll get it for you, because it was either going to be that or Redbreast 15. They didn't have it in stock, even though it was on the website saying it being in stock.
Yeah, we had a couple of those, didn't we? That was, it's there, and no, it's not there.
Yeah, we're not using the Not Worth a Cork official glasses. We figured, because of the nature of these glasses, we wanted to... Yes, the tax man cometh, indeed, Michael. We wanted to make sure that we got the most out of the noses, because we've discovered of late quality of glassware is vitally important to ensure that we get as much out of it as we can. And we're doing it in a very somewhat dirty order, because all Dave's one's coming out first. But that's solely because of the price bracket change.
Dave is okay with the order as well, for reference. Dave fully understands why we're doing it this way. And has
I'm
no
not going
query
to put the last one
first.
Yeah, definitely not. Because first of all, it wouldn't make sense either, because the ABV plays a vital part. The last one we're going to cover is 57.6%. No, 57.6.
Yeah.
It's cask strength and looks like literal varnished mahogany.
Yeah, we are, I think,
43.
43. Okay, so we're doing light, slightly stronger, back to light, and then hit you in the face with a hammer.
Yes, but based on the flavour profile, this is right up my alley. So, yes, we're going to have a little nose of this.
We're not going to throw it away like the King Alexander.
Oh, Robert Patterson, yeah. For those who don't, if you ever watch a guy called Robert Patterson do a video on, is it John Patterson? Does a video, he does it with King Alexander Dalmore. And we'll get to a Dalmore soon, don't you worry.
That's about a 300 plus bottle. And
it is now.
Swills it around the glass to clean the glass and then literally chucks it away.
Hello, how are you?
And yes, he does that as well.
Nose in and all that. Death and tax is the only thing that's certain. Very true, MJ. Very true. No, we don't like to think of either if we can avoid it.
No.
But we know they're inevitable.
Yes.
Can't
They
avoid.
keep rearing their ugly heads at the minute, don't they?
The taxes or the death.
Both.
But you knock that thing on the floor, you'll see death very quickly. All lit. They're all lit. It's
One
fine.
is holding
It's
on.
fine. It's because it's bending.
Yeah.
Cheap. Sorry, we're getting distracted. My apologies. I could put the tasting notes on the screen if needed, but Dave can read them if you
They are
like.
limited.
Yeah, I noticed that on Master and Malt.
And a limit on the Whisky Shop as well, because I've just been on there to check. So on the nose, slightly doughy, toffee chip biscuits, floral.
On the bottle, it says, because it's quite heavily text laden, it's a very typical whiskey bowl shape.
Yeah.
Ben Rins Distillery stands on the northern shoulder of Ben Rins, 700 feet above sea level. It is ideally located to exploit the natural advantages of the area, pure air, peat and barley, and the finest of hill water, which rises through granite from springs on the summit of the mountain. The resulting single malt Scotch whisky is rounded and mellow. At 43%, I would expect it. Although I do recall the guy in the shop saying, when we were doing samples, and we mentioned going down in ABV, he was like, yeah, that's water, mate. I remember him saying it without the bait word. He's like, yeah, that's water now. Because we were doing like 64 and 59 and 55, and he's like, yeah, water.
We were talking about like the Man of Swords and stuff as well, weren't we? All the strong things. And
oh, Brian, you get it. The guy doing the water thing with the, It's amusing to me because next year I can imagine Dave would buy a bottle actually, solely to keep in with a theme we'll get to soon.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the nose?
I would agree.
I'll put it on the screen.
Biscuity, doughy, yes, makes sense. Like biscuit, floral, yes, but
Well, it says here, slightly
I'm getting
doughy,
something
toffee
else.
chip, biscuits, and floral.
yeah, I'm getting something else. Something that's mentioned in the palate, but not on the nose. But I was getting it before I read it in the
bit of
palate.
peat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't see it in the palate till I'd
be fair,
I'd smelled it. That's why I went back again
it's
and
very-
stuck my nose in because I was like, is it definitely?
So remember when I said to you about this? I said to you before I'd even had it. I said peated, and you said no, it's floral.
I couldn't remember it being peated.
I remember explicitly seeing the word peated. That's why I was like, I'm really happy because this is another non-Isla peated whiskey, and it is.
It is.
The colour's interesting, by the way. Colour is like almost honeyish.
We've both got some form of notification.
Probably because we're on live.
Yes, I've just got the Gone Live notification.
But yeah, it's very. Oh no, I got a different one. Yeah, the colour is very honey. Should we ever
Let's
say
say treacle rather than honey. Or golden syrup, maybe.
I've got honey like this. Depends on the these.
Yeah.
Cheers.
First of the evening. Cheers.
Wow, spicy.
I had to tilt my head back with nose and glass.
That is a spicy whiskey. Because of my my compromised vocal cords, I'm a bit sensitive to the spice.
This could be interesting because, yeah, you're going to pick up different things probably from that at the minute. Aren't
Well,
you?
it's not even a sore throat though. It's just tight
Especially
vocal
if you've got
cords.
essence of soothing sweets.
I haven't had them in a while. I intentionally went away from them to clear my palate.
Yeah.
No, it's tighter vocal cords. That's all it is. But I seem to be a bit more sensitive to it.
So on the palate, as you will see on the screen, rounded, good sweetness, a whiff of peat.
See, this is really weird. I've never seen Master Malt do us so dirty.
No, it's quite poor, isn't it? But yes, peat, probably slightly more than the whiff. It is sweet. It's well balanced. It's good mouthfeel.
Yeah. It's a £50 bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to be honest, on Twitch, I have been. Can we perhaps set that to do not disturb or something? Because it's right near the mic, mate. Because of Yempi, I believe, had actually queried in the chat on Twitch. That was though then about certain prices on whiskies that might be worth getting a sample of first. And I said anything over the £50 mark because I think unless you've had it before, you want to try it as a sample.
Yeah.
Or at least have tried something from, if it's part of a range, tried enough of the past entries.
So, like, if you're debating an 18-year-old whiskey from a distillery, but you've had the 12-year-old, or you've had a non-age statement entry standard one or something, that it's okay.
Yeah, I've noticed. So I would, in that instance, you mentioned something quite interesting. You mentioned, have you had the 12 before? Because a lot of distilleries that do 12, 15, 18, the 15's a swerve. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
What, they got it with the Fiddick with the Solera. You've got it with the Livet with the French oak. You've got it with the Singleton with the weird fruitiness.
Yeah.
You have it with the Pulteney, which goes in a completely different.
You don't have a 15, which is a swerve.
The Santa's a swerve.
The Santa's,
but then it says Quinton Rubin,
swerve, yeah.
But then what I mean is, but then actually they all are, because the standard 10 and 18, standard 12 and 18 are identical, just different in age.
Yeah.
And that's the same for Glenlivet. It's the same for Glenfiddich. It's the same for Singleton.
Yeah.
Same for Pulteney. The same process.
Yeah.
The 15 is the swerve. And that's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because that's the same with Dalmore as well. Same with all of them. And so if you're going
put
to...
it on Do Not Disturb. You saw me do it.
Yeah, I did. If you're going to do that, I think it's very important you, as a enthusiast or getting into it, you consider, if you haven't had anything from them before, you get a sample first. There are some we will happily take a punt on, and I have technically broken this rule.
Yes.
And I'll even tell you the price later because I think it's worth it just because it's a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
But this is a good one because this is the only Ben Rins I've ever heard of, and it's just good.
Yeah.
And if that's the benchmark at 15 years old, that's good. 15 years old and only 50 quid.
So if I go back, Ben Rins, they do a 17, which is, to be fair, 53 is what we got, is 63 on Master Malt. Or they do a 17, which is £80.
You did give us a little discount.
There's an 11-year-old cask, signatory cask, which is 67.
Doesn't count.
Ben Rins Rich and Fruity Port Finish Cask Craft, £29.10. The Murray McDavid bottling.
So I'm just going to say, before David continues, he is looking at, some of those are different, technically different distilleries.
Yeah.
But also,
a lot of them are, actually.
Also, I would point out that Ben Rins' standard whiskey is the 15.
Yeah.
That's very important because they're not big enough yet to justify making a non-age statement one. Yeah.
Virtually all of them are like a Gordon MacPhail or
but there's a point. Dave's looking at Master Malt for those who don't know what he's talking
Yeah.
about because he has to be more specific and he isn't.
Sorry.
He's yet not yet gotten beyond the boomer stage of his internet work. He's looking at his phone to look at other bottles where Ben Rins give a lot of their malts to other distilleries to make their own versions of their whiskey. That's what Dave is doing.
Yeah.
But the only whiskey really they do standard is the 15, which is what Lagavulin did originally with the 16.
Yeah.
So if Ben Rins get more popular, which I think they will, they'll then end up having to make a younger whiskey.
Yeah.
And I think they'll go 12.
12 or 10 probably, yeah.
10's a bit. They have to check.
Lagavulin went from 16 to 8.
Yes, but that made sense. They kept it with a number.
Yeah.
But they only did that also because Diageo owned them and they wanted to make more.
Yeah. And they also were limited to a degree on some of the peat stock.
Well, yes, they're on the Isle of Ireland. There are 7 distilleries.
Yes.
It's a small isle.
Yes.
Because of my compromised vocal cords, David is going to do the 15-second rule. Is it worth £50? So I'm going to, while Dave does the 15 seconds, I'm going to say yes, it is. Because it's smooth, it's got toffee, it's lightly peated, not too much. If you are someone that doesn't like peat, this is for you. Because it's not so pronounced that it would hurt you. 15 seconds are over. Consume. Send it. What do you think?
The biscuitiness comes back a bit.
Yeah.
It's very smooth. That toffiness gives it a very smooth finish.
Have a go.
There is the peat. There's a little bit of sweetness.
Right.
Going again with, sorry, I will take a second off that. I missed the button stuff. It does not got a burn. It's quite cold as it goes down, but it's very smooth. I wouldn't say it's too much like barley malt or anything in it. Yeah.
Very sweet. And the sides of my tongue are on fire. But it's not unpleasant. It's like a mild cinnamon.
Well, it says barley biscuity, slightly drying for the finish.
So the dry, you are right.
Yeah.
Because my first response was...
I think I'm probably suffering from it less than you just because my throat isn't being weird.
So perhaps that makes it easier for me to notice it.
Yeah.
No, that's really nice. £50-ish.
Yeah.
It's worth it. 100%.
Weirdly, that is cheaper in the shop than it is to buy online from.
Yeah, but I also think we were nice on a few bottles and discounted.
He
discounted me on the Mortlex. He did on my two on two
he
of
did
them.
mine as well because mine was more.
Yeah, he did on the two Mortlex. He did on a couple of things. The bigger ones, no.
No.
And we'll get to that soon. Don't you worry. Dave did though do a nice on his next bottle because he wasn't going to get the full set, but I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
To be fair, because the coaster singular.
Yes, it does.
No, that's really nice.
Mm.
Do you pour me the same amount?
Yeah, both are single.
Ha!
Mega's Dave sipping. Mega's obviously medicinaling.
Yes, well, we've been here for 51 minutes, and I'm now going to send it. You don't have to, but I'm going to send it.
Fair enough. Mega's going to do the official.
Heron? You're a swag fan.
You bastard. Mega's called Heron. Official rules of Heron and the bar.
Oh, it was a false call, sorry. False call, it's not on the board. False call means I had to finish my drink.
We haven't actually got it on the bar rules.
No, the Dave rule's something else. Maybe the Dave rule could have been the Heron rule. So you made a mistake already, David.
I haven't worn the hat. So.
Damn right, put the hat on. Or I'll make you send something else. You'll be drinking very heavy tonight if that's the case. Yes, so as a YOLO Swag Fam shot, which I've just done, which was barely it was like a Dave sip, but as one, it went down smooth. It was very cold, a little bit of build up on the middle of the chest, but marginal. It's incredibly smooth. Very, at the price range, I would expect it to be a good shot.
Yeah, I mean that. We've had more expensive whiskies that are worse than that.
We've had a few that are absolutely. To be fair, I've got one that is about the same price that is an absolute dud. I've got one that's more expensive that is also an absolute dud. The one that's more expensive, that's an absolute dud, required water to taste good, is the Tail of Forest in the box. Glenmorangie, it's only good with water. I don't like that because the ABV is not high enough to justify
What's
it.
the Who Dart? That's about the same price.
That was the next one, and I was going to get to it. That one's cheaper, and it's a dud. That was literally my next one.
I thought that was around the same price. That's why I was sort of thinking.
You can check if you like.
No, trust you.
I believe I bought it for 35.
Okay, yeah, a little bit cheaper.
I'll move a glass shot in the way. But yes, Old Pulteney Who Dart would be another one that is a bit of a dud, but I think it's good. If you know how to work it, much like the Glenmorangie Tail of the Forest, separate bottles, Glenmorangie and Old Pulteney. But the Benrins, this is Dave's treat from me. Last year I got him the Glenmorangie Cadboll Estate batch number 2 in the old bottle design.
Yes, which was obviously much appreciated. And I've changed it because I like the old bottle.
Well, we don't know if we like the new one yet. This Saturday, though, folks.
Sorry, design, but yes, bottle as
this
well.
Saturday, Glenmorangie Folie à Deux. Take 2. Electric Boogaloo. And we are going to be doing a second Glenmorangie stream because in the space of a year, David and I have both acquired newer Glenmorangies. Yeah.
Although, interestingly, one of them is newer in a slightly restricted sense because one of them I own in its standard or OG format.
Yeah.
And they have now relaunched, maybe?
Yes.
Basically the same thing, but in a new bottle and called something slightly different.
So they've also changed the cask finish as well. They've manipulated it, but given it the same name-ish.
Basically the same name. Yeah,
but
they're
also
missing a word off the name.
Age, and I think the age statement. Because originally I think the Nectar d'Or, the Glenmorangie Nectar d'Or is the original he's talking about.
Yes.
I think that was a 12.
No, I'm sure it was a 16.
I honestly never thought it was. I don't even think it was a 16 on the box. If it was, I'm wrong. I do apologise. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the Benrins before we move on. While Dave looks it up to correct me, because he likes to correct me.
try to see if I can find it now.
The Benrins is fantastic, and I highly recommend if anyone can get their hands on it, you should try it. It's smooth, it's sweet, it drinks well, it sips well, it noses. It's not got too much complexity on it, and for 15 years old, I would expect a little more. I don't think it's remotely comparable to a Pulteney 15 or a Dalmore 15 or a Singleton 15, but it is kind of smooth like a Glenlivet 15, but in a very different way. But much like a lot of the other ones, unlike a lot of the other ones, this one is not as complex, which might benefit for those who are more entry level. Can you perhaps not, because my voice is hurting now and I need you to talk?
It does not seem to have an age statement. My apologies. I thought it was a 16-year-old whiskey.
Okay, cool. Carry on.
So, right, I'm just getting the tasting notes pulled back up for what we're going to be having next. Sorry. So, yeah, that will be an interesting stream, to be fair, I think, doing the extra Glenmorangies.
Yeah, that'll be Saturday. It'll be great. My voice should be fine by then, if I'm lucky.
I mean, we've got plenty of medicine, so...
yes, well, I'm straining my voice though talking, and it's starting to hurt a little, so Dave needs to pick up the slack and actually do some talking rather than being autistic.
Well, you're more used to doing the whole internet talking thing.
I am, when my voice doesn't hurt.
Well, it's a new development because your voice wasn't hurting earlier. So
yes, it wasn't, but it's clearly because of a limitation on my vocal cords. Right. Before Dave does that, because he's making noise that we don't need to hear, I haven't actually pulled up the next one. Next on the list is David's second treat to himself. He bought it, I did not. Before he does that, would you like to tell everyone what it is?
So this is the Dalmore Portwood, and in the image you'll see the gift set. I was not originally going to get the gift set, but when I saw the gift set of the glasses, I was like, you know what, actually, yes, I want that. So I bought the gift set. Last year, if you were around, we did the stream. You'll remember, if you weren't around, you'll now be finding out that I bought the Dalmore Cigar Malt. Now, that is a whiskey.
On the channel.
Yes, it is. If the owner is here, I'm sure she will be able to go back and link it if she feels like
January treat stream last year. Dalmore, Cigar Malt, and McCullen, and Night on Earth in Scotland.
So it's sort of become the theme that I get a Dalmore.
And I buy you a 15-year-old.
Yes.
Whiskey.
Yes. They are pretty epic bottles with the embossed stag, moose, whatever it is on the front. They look very epic. Oh no, he's getting the sword.
And I buy a sword.
Yes. So the Cigar Malt is one I'd heard about quite a while ago. I can't remember where from, but I knew it was supposed to be good. So when I saw that was there, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have that. That's going to be mine. So this year, I looked in advance and I decided the Portwood. It's slightly cheaper than the Cigar Malt was. That was good given
about 30 quid cheaper.
Yeah, well, 70. If I'd have got the...
Yeah, it's about 30 quid. Yeah.
So I thought, given the circumstances compared to last year, it would be suitable.
For drinking, yes.
And yeah, it was the Cigar Malt is open. This one will be open in just a moment. But Portwood is interesting because we've started to particularly like the wine and port finished whiskies.
There's a few that really pop. Singleton 14 and 15 Diageo special releases.
Yes.
The red wine finish from 2022 and the white wine Chardonnay de Bourgogne from 2023.
Yeah. Obviously, those of you who are here early in the year, we did the Tam de Voulin red wine, or actually just wine, because there was a white wine in there as well, wine cask stream.
Yeah. Well, that was a Cabernet Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes, so we have done an entire stream of Tam de wine finishes. There are several others dotted around. The Penderyn stream we did, there was a port finish in that.
Sherrywood as well.
Sherrywood. There will be port in whenever we do the Talisker stream.
Portery.
Yes.
And also Talisker Diageo special release. Talisker's distillery. Diageo 2023 is finished in ruby, tawny, and white port casks. It's quite nice. Very nice.
And obviously, we've already aforementioned like the Quinta Rubin from the Glenmorangie and things.
The first one that started it.
I
get told it's overrated, and I'm like, how can you say that? It literally started the port.
Started an entire thing.
And also, sherry cask finishes are so standard now.
Yeah.
La Santa started it.
Yeah, your basic standard finishes are sherry cask or ex-bourbon.
And who started all of those?
That would be, let me see. Was it the Glen of Morangi?
You are quite correct. I'm trying to have a quick look, see what other ones I've got, but I've realised I actually can't be asked.
But we have a plentiful supply of these, so it's probably going to be there'll probably be a port-based stream at some point in
There
the
will be,
yes. So this will probably feature again, depending on what we decide to go with. But yeah, we've got into it. So Dalmore Port, I thought this would be a really nice combination to go for. Dalmore is quality. We both got a bottle of the 12. Meg has the 15. By dint of me having bought one for Dad several years ago, I have the 15 because he hasn't opened it, which means it'll be my inheritance one day.
Not mine then.
So have you got? And you've got the 18 as well now, haven't you?
I got the trilogy.
Yes.
We'll get to it later.
So Dalmore has become a good part of both of our collections.
I have tried the 12. I then made Dave try it.
Yes.
Because I instantly said it tasted like Christmas in my mouth. And the tasting notes confirmed it.
Yeah.
I said it before I even looked at them. And I was like, that's Christmas. I would have rather have had that on Christmas Day. Like,
yeah, we didn't actually, interestingly, neither of us have opened the Paul John Christmas whiskies that we have.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you weren't going to be able to have the chance to because you got yours.
No.
Paul John is another distillery, it's Indian, for those who don't know.
But they have, those last couple of years, they have released a specific Christmas whiskey, which we will at some point get around to trying. But yes, okay. I will open this.
Yes,
we'll
please
see
do.
if we get a good noise.
Oh, and sorry for the breathing. Again, tighter vocal cords, voice compromised. I can't do the voice that irritates Leona so much. I can do the gravelly, growling voice that doesn't actually hurt my voice as much as normally speaking. But I can't maintain that for too long because it requires more oxygen to do it.
I mean, I can do a variant of the annoying voice, but yeah.
Don't do it. I beg. I beg. So, colour-wise, already from the offset, this is darker than the... but not by much.
It's a lot more red in hue, though.
Yeah. But it's not... I don't think it's that much darker than this. Not by much.
I think it's just red, more red, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. For those who don't know what we're talking about the colour of the dram. The box obviously doesn't help because it's purple-backed. Yeah. Dave does have... because I at Christmas got some Dalmore coasters. I gave him one of those. So he has like a coaster, 2 glasses, and a couple bottles. He's got 3 bottles of Dalmore, actually. Yeah. 12, the cigar malt, and the portwood. I thought it was great because if I've got the age statements and Dave has the non-age statements, that's kind of 2 very unique collections. Next year he's going to have to get the King Alexander.
I'm going to have to get these most next year because King Alexander is like 315 quid. So it'll be... what was the last time I saw it?
It's like 225.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. That should be doable.
I think it's a little bit less than that now. I think the 325 comes from a different bottle, mate.
But this, it does look. It's. I was just reading off the back. Matured in American white oak.
Hi, Becca Lou. Hope you're well.
Ex-bourbon and then Asian tawny port pipes.
Oh, tawny. Then I'm surprised that's not there.
It's also technically a triple wood.
So that's one very useful fact. But the other one that baffles me though is tawny port, as you told me, it's not ruby port.
No.
So it's not as intensely red.
Yeah, it's like the middle ground port.
Yeah, it's like the rosé of port. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's an interesting one, but port. Meg's not really ever had port. I don't think at all.
Actually, I might have.
Meg doesn't remember having port.
It's one of those things where lots of things have been put in front of me, and I have tried them. Problem I have
one of your housemates, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point you had tried it.
I mean, I had a lot of Calvados with him.
Yeah, he would have.
And I didn't like it at all, but I've got a Calvados cask whiskey. Yeah. So I'm interested. And we are going to do a port stream in the future with whiskies and port. And I will try white port.
An actual bottle of white port, yes.
We could get a little tiny dram of red. It might be handy as well.
Yeah, I could probably acquire one from Dad.
I'm sure your dad won't mind. He'd be like, oh, wait, so he got me 2 birthday presents. Here's some port for him for his gift. That's not what I want. No, thank you. No. Don't do this to me. So
we shall...
Yes.
We'll now introduce ourselves to this whiskey. We have Palate Cleanse.
Oh, that's fruity. That's very fruity. I got berries on that straight away.
So I'm getting plums. And you can see at the moment I haven't scrolled yet to the
tasting
notes.
No, you haven't, no. I do have them for those who are interested. Here they are.
We shall scroll.
Actually, to be fair, I'm right.
Oh, I am not.
Raspberry. Very rich as well.
Orange, rich raspberry.
I had not seen it beyond cropping that. I hadn't really looked at it.
Unless
Me-
prunes smell like plums, I'm not sure.
No,
I don't
prunes,
really eat
no.
prune.
Prune, no. I think malt loaf.
Okay. No plum in the tasting note, but that's kind of what I'm.
It's a beautiful smell, though. The clove. I don't know what clove smells like.
It's a little bit spicy.
Thanks for being here, Orla.
It's a bit
I
hard
really
to describe,
appreciate
really.
it. My voice will. To be fair, I should explain. Disclaimer: it went yesterday around midday, before the gig. I didn't sing much with the songs. I know the words to all the songs though.
Yeah, there were a couple of points he was singing, and a couple of points he was mouthing. You can tell he was trying not to sing, but
Yeah.
wanting to.
I really wanted to. I was having so much fun. And Beast in Black, man, that was such fun.
That was probably I think,
They stole the show, man.
as a quick segue, because we need to mention it. It was a brilliant gig, and
We
I
went
think
to
that's
see
probably the
Glory Hammer
best,
last night.
best energy gig I've ever been to.
Oh, yeah.
That was.
I saw them 4 or 5 years ago with Glory Hammer, and then it was the same. Just the high energy. They just weren't as coordinated, but it was still bound.
They were proper Beast in Black were proper polished. I would say they were the best of the three bands in terms of like the precision and synchronization
Yes.
and the performance they put on.
But anyway, yeah. So my voice went because it turns out I was ill for a while, which explains why I've been a bit low effort of late. I didn't realise because I was busy, and then when I took a day off, naturally my body went, "That'd be a great time to
Yeah.
just do this."
It's like, finally he stopped. We can let all the virus out.
Well, yes. Hang on, let me just cough on you. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Even though I haven't really been sick, I've just mild headaches.
By sick is ill rather than actual. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I think everyone knew what I meant, but yes, you're right to point it out. Anyway, flavour notes. Let's get to the.
That's interesting.
Should we get to the taste?
Graham's port. That's a pretty popular port, to be fair. Graham's.
Very common. I see it in the pub.
Well,
Shall
yeah.
we?
Yes.
Is this what your parents drink, by the way, Graham's?
That's one of them, yeah.
Cheers.
That is not what I was expecting.
Is that watery?
It doesn't feel like it's 46.5%.
That felt water. Nah, I had that with the what did I have the other day that I said felt watery? I had something last Dura Red. No.
The Dura red wine you did say was a little bit.
No. It was something before that. I put it in my book as well. Red wine, American rye cask.
American rye.
Yeah. No, that there is something there, but it also feels weak.
So chocolatey at first, before waves of dried fruit and stem ginger appeal. I'm
There's
getting
no spice. No spice.
I'm getting the tingle of something, which I guess might be the ginger, but a touch of earthy bitterness develops later on, balanced by runny honey. Finish. Roast
Hi,
chestnuts,
Michael.
gingerbread, and tobacco.
1 second. Hello, Michael Skylion. My voice does sound a bit off. Don't worry, though. Dave can attest, full of energy. I'm quite all right. It's just a vocal cord problem. Hopefully, people listening to us on playback accept this. I'm not trying to deceive, I promise. I'm not unwell anymore, knowingly.
Yeah.
I'll get a good night's sleep. My voice will start to improve. It'll take a few days. I'll be back to normal.
Yeah.
That tasted not necessarily watery, but too smooth for what the flavour profile says.
It doesn't. I'm not really getting a lot of. So I thought that would be. I mean, it says waves of dried fruit. Well,
Where?
yeah, I'm not really getting much fruit from it.
I'm not getting anything dry.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's a bit disappointing for what I think we're used to from a port.
Fam, I could shoot that right now and I wouldn't notice it.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not.
How old is it? Do we know? Because I know you haven't got an age statement, but I'm tempted to do it to try and see and unlock it.
Initially aged American white, the cast were well sourced on WJ grounds.
Yeah, MJ. Honestly, you do, for this to make sense. Basically, the flavour notes on the screen would indicate that it's complex. It's got a lot, and I know Dalmore enough to know that they really do with the age statements. They pack a punch. But this one doesn't have. It's not as good as the cigar malt.
No.
The cigar malt that they bought last year is just something else. But this seems mild. but it seems entry level mild. That doesn't justify the price. But then actually, that falls in line with something the guy in the shop said prior to me buying the Dalmore 18 because I wanted the set, and I was really having an issue deciding. The guy did admit a lot of it is status based with them.
Yeah.
They're more of a like Macallan's. It's like, oh look, I've got a Macallan. I'm like, yeah, but I've got two and they're both open.
Yeah. Right. So this is interesting.
Go on.
So beginning its life in the American White Oak ex-bourbon cask,
Dalmore Port, what he's talking about.
this Highland single malt is then split between American White Oak and aged tawny port pipes.
And then merged.
So not all of the whiskey is port. It's a blend of it's a malt that is then split and then blended back together from different maturation.
Okay.
That's interesting.
It's interesting. You know what I'm gonna do? I've got an idea.
Palate is creamy with caramel, nectarines, roasted chestnuts, and a touch of espresso.
Ignore
so
it.
they're slightly different on there.
Just ignore it. Get your watch out again. I'm gonna do 15 seconds like the Ben Rins. I'm gonna give it 15 seconds. Okay.
Yep. We are going this time. I managed to do on time. I mean, this is going to be an interesting one because he's making a face as if he's not got anything in his mouth at this point. So that's not boding overly well. 13, 14, 15. So he's going a bit longer just to see if he gets anything. No.
There is the slightest tingle at the end. Do it yourself. There is absolutely sod or in that. There is nothing there. I'm getting some of the spice a little bit now, but it's marginal. It's like my tongue is just too enamored to it. I don't get it. I'm very confused. Surely you feel it. You look at the look on your face is everything. It doesn't. There's a little bit.
The bitterness, I can.
Yeah. But you have to give it time. It feels like someone's already added the water to it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I've had vastly worse whiskies, but you paid a fair bit for that.
Yeah.
And that's not worth it.
No.
No offence.
No.
But then you haven't been done dirty. It's fine.
No, I think actually I would say if you put those two in front of me and asked me which one you thought was more expensive, I would say the Dalmore.
Yeah.
If you put the two in front of me as just whiskey and asked me which one's more expensive, I would say the Ben Rins.
Yeah. Yeah. Ben Rins, although I would say that it's also quite smooth. But there's flavour there.
There's more going on.
This seems like a flavour that isn't complete. Because I don't know. I expected. I'm sorry, but I've got a port with whiskey with more flavour in it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that we've grown used to the wine and the port finished whiskies.
Yeah,
having real body and real fruit flavouring. By and large, obviously some wine slightly different, but in general, but they've all got good body to them. There's a depth of flavour.
I've not encountered a bad port finish. No. But that one
I would say the Penderyn one was better.
That was half the price.
It was half the price, roughly. Yeah. Well, it's half the price of what I bought.
Don't be pedantic.
For, yeah.
It's just half the price. It's half the price, and it's just better. It's not a bad whiskey, and I certainly don't think you should feel guilty about having it. Because to be honest, if someone comes over and you put that on the table, and they're not familiar with whiskey, there you go.
Yeah,
you've given them something really high end, and also something that's
accessible.
Well, accessible, high end. They can brag they've had it.
Yeah,
but we know that's not.
Yeah, I've had a Dalmore Portwood Reserve. Yeah,
you have a Talisker Port Reed that's better than that.
But that's going to be interesting.
But that's the thing, though, isn't it?
That's true.
Maybe that's another thing because there is every distillery has their own version of how they do it.
Yeah.
And how they complicate the flavours. This isn't complicated. That's a tawny port as well, though. Most are ruby port.
Yeah, because it could be that what they've done is they've only taken 20% of the whiskey to the port pipes and then blended it back together. So it might be that actually only a very small percentage of the bottle is port, although the colouring certainly shows through as a port finish.
I have an idea. Take a Dave sip, but don't let it touch your tongue.
Okay, this could be interesting. Dave attempts to position his tongue.
No, just send it right down the middle without touching. You get it, don't you? This isn't a sipping whiskey. It's a drinking whiskey. We're using the wrong glasses for this one.
Yeah.
This is a straight up drinker.
This is just
That's not a bad thing, though. I just figured it out.
that's different.
I mean, I figured it out, but it's not. Hello, G-Dubs. Hope you're well. Y'all are too fancy now, eh? Well, we're about to get fancy.
I was going to say, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You have, I would say you have no idea, but in reality, you've seen the bigger picture. So
interestingly,
go on then.
Gold International Spirits Challenge 2022. Gold International Spirits Challenge 2020. Gold International Wine and Spirits Competition 2019.
If I was going to grade this, I would say it's a C and nothing higher.
Gold Single Malt No Age Statement 2020.
I mean,
Gold Scotch Single Malt Highland 2019.
Let me just clarify where it mentions no age statement. Name a better age statement. No age statement whiskey
Nuka from the barrel.
doesn't count. They've done Scotch.
Oh, okay.
Name a better no age statement Scotch, and then justify it. Because that makes it tricky, doesn't it? You could say now Dalmore Cigar Malt.
I mean, well, there is Dalmore Cigar Malt, yes, because that's no age statement.
But they haven't included it. Monkey Shoulder's no age statement. You could include that, surely. There are many we could talk about. Some of the Taliskers, in fact.
Yeah.
But why is Dalmore better? Why is that one better than them?
I don't know. Based on the awards, I don't know.
This is going in your drinking cabinet.
Yeah, it may have to be moved across.
Keep it with your cigar malt. It's nice to have an array of Dalmores, isn't it? To be fair, if you just
the cigar malt's on the top anyway, so
true. Maybe you can stick that next to it. It's a treat.
I'd be interested to try that against the 12. Because I'm not convinced that would be better than the 12. I was going to say that's not the 12.
Do you want to explain what?
So Meg has gone to the cabinet. He's pulled out the Loch Lomond because I was like, "Whoa, hang on."
Why did you pull it out, Dave?
It's behind the Dalmore 12 is behind the Loch Lomond. Meg is
get two glasses.
Meg is going to do the thing we've just discussed, and he's actually going to. I'll use these glasses. Meg has a bottle of Dalmore 12, and therefore, there we're coasters. We are apparently about to endeavour to add a whiskey to the stream.
You're the barman, not me.
I have been given permission.
Oh.
I will only do a small pour though.
Yeah, do a dribble. I'll do. Yeah.
Yeah, this is possibly the smallest pour Dave has ever done.
Don't think Dave knows how to pour. That's small. Yeah, not on that. It's metal here.
Oh. So I was thinking to stand it on like a coaster basically.
Okay, so in our whiskey glasses, we have a separate thing with a Dalmore 12. This is Christmas in a glass. Right, I'm going to neck this and see what happens. Ready? Yellow swag fam on necking.
Toodaloo.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Straight up, that's better. The Dalmore 12 is better. There's more flavour. It's more pronounced. It's Christmas in your gob. It's what you want.
It is. That's both depressing and reassuring that I have a bottle of that and it's good.
To be honest, it's not necessarily surprise whiskey. To an extent, yes. Because we weren't going to actually open others because we know what's coming next and after. And what's after is the coup de grace. And it's my treat, and I'm really concerned if yours is a dud that mine might be a dud.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't necessarily intending we did that just then. I was just thinking as down the line, it'd be interesting to try against 1 for 1 because...
Yellow swag fam. Fuck it.
Oh, Jesus. I only say that because I have to try and yellow swag fam from a nosing glass, which means my nose is going to be in the way.
Just... There it is.
How far back I tilt my
Yeah.
head?
To be fair, my nose is not much... Well, it's not as big as yours, but still. Yeah, no, that's the easiest shot I've done.
Did I shot it? Did it go?
Honestly, I can only feel it here. And because I'm a bit of a fidget, for those who don't know, I walk about a lot when I'm streaming.
Yeah, he sort of paces on the same like square foot.
I square dance. That's all I do. I square dance for 3 hours.
I just shift my weight from side to side purely, but he actually is stepping.
Yeah, I get my steps in. Well, my watch is nearly dead though, so I need to get some steps in, you know. We're now cleaning our palates because next on the list is something very different.
Yes.
And it isn't a letdown because I've had it before. Mercifully.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though. You know that isn't a letdown.
Yes. That's why
Could
I'm
you
worried.
imagine?
Don't. I've seen the flavour notes. I'm already excited. It's got to be good. We're not there yet. Don't spoil it. Right. Next on the list.
It'll be a very angry visit back to the whiskey shop. Worse than when they denied me my Rosal.
Next on the list is my madness. This is not my January treat. My madness was the wooden box with cash in it. And on my list, last year, it said Singleton 21. This year, it said Singleton 25 because I wanted to take it up a notch. Now, I was toying with ideas of others.
Yeah.
Balblair 25, the Glen Scotia 25,
and
the old
in the
Pulteney
shop,
25.
Literally, he was going backwards and forwards between
Balblair, Pulteney, and Scotia.
Yeah.
But the Singleton, because of the price, I couldn't get others and the Singleton. The Singleton, though, had to be there because I have
It
the
fits
12.
the collection.
I had the 12, 15, 18, 21. I won a bottle of the 21 as well a month later, which I haven't opened because I don't need to. Also, I won it, so why the fuck would I? It's also gone up in value by like 30 quid. This year, though,
Slow burn that one.
I want... True. This year I took it up a notch and said, look, I have to get a 25. I have to. Next year I'm going to have to take up a notch as well. But if they're the Loch Lomond 30 or Bunnahabhain 30, you never know. But yeah.
Or the Physic
Christmas in February, that's what we want. Absolutely. In the context of a drink,
I mean,
yes.
it's supposed to snow later in the week, so, you know, it could be...
Well, yeah.
Not here, but
in the context of a whiskey, though, when you say Christmas, you know what flavours you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you mean. As opposed to actually having Christmas in February, which we don't want. Because I don't want to buy any presents. I don't want to open them either. Can't be arsed. This, though, David and I've had, because I had a Singleton sample set. Dave has it too, but he hasn't actually... he hasn't opened his one yet, but he has no reason to. I opened mine. The only one I haven't had from mine is the celebratory Glenord Singleton blend, which is like a little sample of an unknown Singleton cask strength. And it's a literal unknown.
Yeah.
Because I've searched for it everywhere. I don't know which one it is.
No, they've just literally put, it's the Singleton Glenord.
Singleton is from Dufftown, like Mortlach, like Balvenie.
Yeah.
I think also Glenfiddich.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
Don't think they advertise that, though, do they?
No, they don't. Dufftown, though, obviously when you think of that, you think...
Duffman.
Is here. And... I actually managed that close. The standard 12, 15, 18 fit in my cabinet. The 21 and 25 do not fit next to them because they're taller than the standards.
That, and they have an ostentatiously big box around them as
wooden box, yes.
Yeah.
This one's slightly more ostentatious than the 21, actually. The label's slightly different. Engraving on it, I just wanted a more... I wanted a greater age statement, just so I could... it's that show-off bottle.
Yeah.
Singleton do a nice, tall, flat-backed, but slightly wide bottle.
It's very thin, isn't it?
Yeah, but the height on it is where... This one is it says on the bottle, a deep harmony of exotic and vivid fruits. Because this one is from European oak, ex-bourbon refill casks, then harmonized in American oak to craft a vivid single malt with notes of sumptuous pear, bright pineapple, and passion fruit. When I had this, tropical was the prevailing theme.
Yeah. And it also could be the answer to Meg's Perfect Trinity, because it literally says on the bottom, Trinity Cask Harmony.
So, for this to make sense, Trinity, I want to find, and I want to make it a series on Not Worth a Cork, Instagram, and on the YouTube I created. Yes. I want to find the perfect trilogy from a distillery. Now, I'm basing that on age statement of for Glenmorangie, 10, 12, 14-year-olds.
Yeah. Most
distilleries, though, 12, 15, 18-year-olds. And I want to find out, and I actually have, because of my recent adventure, 2 new trilogies. 3. One was purchased.
4. There's probably lots more I don't know about.
No. Because I bought the Mortlags, the Delmore 18 to go with the others, and the Pulteney 18 to go with the others. So I have some samples, some to go through. And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Michael, you get it. Duffman is here. I can do a better voice. I haven't done it in years, though. Anyway, yeah, so we have a bunch of options to look into, and I want to try it out. I think it'd be a great laugh to try and work out what is. But I wanted
what
to.
makes those 3 whiskies the kind of standards for that distillery, as Meg's mentioned about the Swerve of a 15, is the middle-aged statement of Swerve.
Yeah.
And
But
how do they complement each other to make a set?
We mentioned that, but you got your Glenlivets.
Yeah.
12, 15, 18. You got loads
Yeah.
of others, but those 3. The 15's a Swerve.
Mm.
But like Pulteney, it swerves, but it's not bad. It's just a
Yeah.
really interesting like deviation. But that's something I'd like to look into. With this, I wanted to take it up a notch. That was the point. And the thing with the Singleton wasn't just the collection, it was also the affordability. Because while still insanely expensive, it's actually one of the cheaper 25-year-old whiskies.
Yeah.
There are some that are cheaper,
Yes.
but I don't want a Ballantine's.
Singleton is well priced for the age statements. It's not cheap.
Just to
but
give it some
it's-
context, Glen Scotia 25 is £540. Bal
Yeah.
Blair 25, £590. Old Pulteney, £450. Right? If you can get
And
Talisker
all
25, £450.
All potentially, other than Old Pulteney, would have been a punt.
Pulteney wouldn't have been a pun. You're right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you've had some of that. But Bal Blair,
I've only got one Scotia.
yeah, one slightly odd Scotia because it's a double rum cask.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have been punts.
Talisker wouldn't have been a pun if they had it, but
No.
they didn't have it.
Yeah,
They had Bunnahabhain 25. That's about 450 as well.
yeah,
Singleton is 330. While insanely expensive, it did come from cash in a jar
yeah.
that had been sat there for a year. And I said, look, I want to buy one mental bottle.
And what we can also do is compare it to something I bought for around the same price, which was a 12-year-old whiskey, being the Hibiki 12,
I can't compare them.
and that was only a 50 cl.
To be fair, we keep going in value. My Nika 12 will catch up. Anyway, can I do this one?
Yeah, I assumed you would because these 2 are yours. Yeah,
Right, so for those to make sense, while Dave's the barman, I bought these.
yeah.
And so it seems only fair that I open them.
And what I will also say, for those of you who may be long-term followers and know about the in-joke, some of these that Meg bought whilst in Norwich were left at mine for me to bring down in the car because he couldn't carry everything on the train.
Oh, wow.
I 100% did not lick any of them. They are all unsullied. I did not do him dirty.
There's
I
a reason
have
for
not
that.
licked any of them.
There's a reason. Because
Until now.
I did just tell you the price of this one. I'm not buying another one of these in my lifetime because it's just too. It was bought with cash in a jar. I can't do that. I don't earn enough money to get away with that, and so I didn't do it to Dave's birthday present last year because it seemed wrong. Oh, I'm gonna open it. Oh, hello.
It's putting up a fight.
No, it's not that. It separates slightly.
Oh.
No, it does that normally.
That was good.
Oh.
I was slightly distracted by the disco metal.
We have Beast and Black playing in the background. Yeah, have a sniff of that, buddy. That's an expensive whiskey.
It's like light, but it builds.
Get your pour on, buddy. It's time to get ourselves some quality.
I didn't.
But Dave, should just point out, I did Dave really nice of late. I found the rose a very rare bottle.
Yes. This is another January treat that's not in the image.
So I found, in passing, Rose Isle 12. Now, if anyone has been following us, they will know Dave and I have struggled to get our hands on it. However,
I mean, Dave and you. Dave and Dave.
I tried as well, remember, and I got rejected.
Oh, true. Yeah, you did buy one. Yeah.
Yes, I tried as well because I saw opportunity. This time, though, I made a promise after this January Treat Madness stuff that I won't do that again until August. I'm keeping to that, but I saw it for about £40 more than what it would ordinarily cost.
That wasn't quite.
And I decided to tell Dave, and Dave immediately purchased it. And mercifully, he has finally got the Rose Isle. He has 3 of 8.
A tale of 3 Rose Isles, which will be, once I get around to it, an Instagram thing.
It might well be also a YouTube short, just because of the laugh of it. But he finally has a full-size bottle. At Christmas, we got him a 20 cl size bottle of this Rose Isle whiskey on top of the one he already had. When he came down with whiskey for me, he also brought a sample. Because I said, look, I've niced you by finding it. You owe me.
Yeah.
So I was expecting a 3cl little dram, yeah?
Yeah.
No, Dave brings a medicine bottle with it full.
Yeah.
10cl, because he's got two 20cl bottles, he basically fills one up. And 10cl bottle up for me. And then he says, one of these bottles was licked. And I'm looking at all the really expensive ones, and he goes, no, it's your medicine. I'm like, oh, thank fuck.
He didn't understand for a while, because obviously he didn't know I'd brought it.
No, I didn't have a
And I
clue.
pulled it out of my rucksack and was like, here's your medicine. And he still didn't know, because I didn't change the label, so it still says Jura on the bottle.
Sometimes you just need to say F it and treat yourself. Brian, I actually agree. And I think everyone should do that from time to time. It doesn't matter if the bottle costs £10 or £150 or £500. No bottle I have ever cost me that much. And David's never bought a bottle that much either.
No.
It's close though. But yeah, no. I think it's very important to make that point that a treat doesn't have to have a price tag. This is just one because I wanted to try and take it up a notch, and I know I'll never be able to buy that bottle again. So why not do it once?
Yeah, because I could, if I decided that I wanted to buy a bottle of whiskey as a treat to myself because I'd had like a really busy month at work and I just wanted a bottle of whiskey, I could genuinely walk into Tesco and buy a bottle of Ockendorf and American Oak for if it's on offer £22. I'd be
three bottles of it already.
I'd be perfectly happy with that as a little treat to just a little bottle of whiskey, just sit and drink that.
To be fair,
it's lovely. It goes down.
Yeah, my Temnevulin Spanish Grenache
Yeah,
is nearly finished, so I need to buy a
mine's
replacement.
about half.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the Jura red wine cask at the minute with mistakes and
We
things.
had that. So for those who don't know, we also had that last night pre-drink for the gig.
Yeah.
Because I brought some in a hip flask.
Those of you on Instagram, you can see our pre-gig antics.
Yes.
Agent Earth was had a
brought
very
my-
interesting day.
I brought my velvetizer. I packed light.
Make pack light with a velvetizer I didn't know he had till we got there.
I know. I told you at Tesco. Remember, I told you at Tesco. I should have bought the milk then, though. It would have saved hassle. Anyway, shall we get our noses in on this? What is the thing on this?
Have you
There
got
it
the
is.
notes? 'Cause,
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't got
The
the
body,
notes.
delicious harmonies full of exotic fruits. The nose, the aroma has whispers of delicate tropical fragrance.
Well then. Swirl it and yeah, his eyes closed, so he didn't see that. Otherwise, I'd probably be dead.
I know what you were doing. It smells like a tropical skittle to me.
Hello there.
It does smell like a straight up tropical skittle.
How are you?
He's doing the pretentious nose thing for those who don't know.
Why am I not on a Caribbean beach?
You're the only bit of the two of us. You're more likely to be on one.
I can't
If
quite
I was
afford
on
the
one, I'd still be dressed like this.
You would, yeah. I can't quite afford the Caribbean on my own.
I'm not going.
I mean, Florida is only because I don't have to pay for accommodation. I've got to pay flights.
If anyone wants to hassle Dave and me, he's just just search Florida. You'll find it. Look for a stick, a very 6 foot tall stick insect.
You know Leona's going to. You know she's going to appear.
It's too far for her. Okay.
It is kind of like a
bands
fruit
did you
punch.
see? Julie, hi. Last night we went to a show for a power metal band called Glory Hammer. Dave just sneezed. Bless you.
Apologies.
They were supported by Brothers of Metal, which are amazing.
Yes. They're a
I've
band
seen
we
them
very
before.
much
That
enjoy.
always like. Dave especially likes the tall blonde one. I prefer the short fat one. And the main, it was a double headliner. It was Beast in Black and Glory Hammer. Beast in Black were much better than Glory
Yeah.
Hammer. Like, for all of Beast in Black's songs, people went nuts.
Yeah.
Even the slower songs, they went nuts. For Glory Hammer, it ebbed and flowed.
Yeah.
But Glory Hammer, it is their home show, so they always are going to
Yeah.
headline it. But I think Beast in Black could have easily headlined it.
Yeah. What made it interesting though is that doors to the show were at 7. Now we were there at 6 and well down the queue.
They were on 6:30.
Thank God for O2 Priority getting us in early. But Brothers of Metal were on probably by 6:45.
Yeah, they were on 6:30.
So they were on well before doors opened.
We got our money's worth.
And
as
we
well.
got a good, 45 minutes?
And we're one of the best spots.
Yeah, of Brothers of Metal. And we got an hour and a half of Beast in Black and Glory Hammer easily.
Yeah. It was a great show. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
But I mean, that was less than 40 quid a ticket, and that was brilliant. I mean, it was literally like 6:30 till 11 of music.
This is their show at the end.
I sent a photo. Can you see us?
Yeah, I can.
We're in the photo.
Give me a second, I'll find us.
But we basically walked in. We saw the merch stand on our left.
Where my thumb is, right there is you.
Yeah, there we are.
I'm right
Sorry,
there.
I said that right in the mic. Apologies.
Yeah.
Headphone warning.
Sorry, I found this in the picture, but they're so far away. We're not far away, but far enough away that you can't tell.
So there's a downstairs and there's an upstairs seated area. Now we were, to be fair, we were probably near the back downstairs.
But we had a railing and
Yeah.
a foot drop in front of us.
So
No
we
one
were
tall
on we
enough.
were on the main level
Yeah.
where the merch stand was. There was a railing, about a foot drop. There was a bar either side. There was only like a 10-foot deep bit in front of us, which was I think supposed to be a walkway, which was I say lower down. There was
Yeah.
another set of railings in like the sound area. So we were behind but above the sound area. So we could see straight across, straight to the stage.
Yeah.
At no point did anyone stand in front of us anywhere near tall enough to cause us problems. We're both old. We could lean on the railing. You know, it was pure luck, but absolutely brilliant.
Dave has considered it's his best gig he's ever been to.
Yeah.
So we're going to get back to the whiskey. Tropical notes on the nose. I agree.
Yeah.
Thing is, the one thing that bugs me about this is that nowhere on that or on the box does it give you much to go on. The box is one of the most elaborate.
It's
It's
a
made of
very
wood.
nice, solid,
It's made of wood.
girthy box.
Yeah, it's a big box. It does basically just give you more of the same information we know. It's the oldest whiskey I own, which is another thing I wanted to take it up a notch on the madness. But nothing here tells you too much, and no website has much in the way of tasting notes on this either, which makes this even more. It's fairly hard, very tall.
Yes, it is tall.
Doesn't give much away.
So, for
which
reference,
is-
we've just put the bottle on the counter, and it's a good 3 inches taller than the mic.
yeah. Well, that doesn't mean much really, but yeah,
I mean, it's nearly as tall as my entire forearm and hand.
yeah. About the same. Although I've got longer arms than you though. But yeah, no, it's a beautiful presentation. Should we get to the tasting of this?
Well, I think we should. Let us dive in.
Oh, it's so much nicer than your Dalmore. Sorry, buddy. You kind of got done dirty. Although to be fair, mine's 3+ bits times more than yours. Mine's a little more expensive.
Yours is potentially 22 years older than mine. As well. We don't know because it's an Irish, so yours could be 22 years older than my one.
I'd say 21 just to play safe.
Yeah.
That's
very, very nice.
very refined, isn't it? The thing is, there is one thing we can do quickly, and it doesn't have to be a full glass either.
Oh, Meg, bear with. Meg is retreating to the cabinet once again. I feel like he's reaching for. It is a box. He has gone for a box.
Meg's reached for his 21-year-old
He has.
singleton.
Yes, we are now going fully ad hoc on
Now
the
look
stream.
how different that is on the label compared to your 25. My
Yes.
25, sorry. The gold labels are very different. Bottles are the same. It's just the label is different. That's all. But that's because obviously less 25-year-olds are made than 21s.
Yeah.
The 21 is vastly more common, but not common at the same time. But the price is massively different. For example, the 21. Yeah, I know. I already knew. The 21 cost 150 when I bought it last year. That was my madness last year. This year, 320 odd.
Well, that says Trinity Cask Harmony as well on it.
Yeah, I think there's two. I don't think there's a Trinity.
Rich fruits and
3.
silky toffee.
What I was going to say, cleanse those and have a little dribble of the 21 as well at some point.
We could do.
Yeah, because it'd be a nice comparison. Good for the stream, good for the heart, good for the soul. Give me Runny Rich Man and I'll be there. Dave is a rich man.
That's right, what the quote is. It's on my Twitter.
I feel like there's a song to that. And I really
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know.
I still owe Leona some singing, don't I? I'll do that later.
Okay, I was going to go with the If I Was a Rich Man song, but I don't know the bloody song.
Too much of anything is bad, but too much of good whiskey is barely enough.
Who said that?
Mark Twain.
I like that.
That's my profile thing on Twitter.
I like that.
I don't know which glass is whose, actually, to
That's
be fair.
mine. Mine was on this
Yeah.
side.
Okay.
I was paying attention, don't worry. Anyway, yes, so the 25 is delicious, by the way. Straight up. But I think it'd be great to have just a little dribble,
A wee
Oh,
snifter.
a snifter of the 21. Because I remember when Dave tried this, I know exactly what you said.
I don't, so.
You said it was dry.
Oh, hello. It might be dry.
For a while.
Oh, there we go.
I love the bottle top. It's just so rounded.
Yeah.
And tight. We like a tight
It put up a fight, that one. I had to moisten it.
Careful.
Have you dewatered?
Yeah. I'll do. Yep, that'll do. Perfect. I thought it'd be nice to... Yeah, I'll take that. Nice comparison just to see what we think of the 21 and the 24. You can't really compare that, can you? Appearances?
No, it is lighter.
Well, it would be. It's younger.
Just bear with us. Mega's just fighting it back into the box because it also has a ostentatious wooden box, but it's designed to be a very close hold. You have to get the angle just right as you get it in because it has a very narrow gap to get the head of the bottle in.
Are you still talking about boxes?
Yeah, the owners.
What? Don't get demonetised. See, he does that. He can't help himself. 21-year-old down
Two
the
whiskies
hatch.
in front of us. Which are we looking at? Oh, he has YOLO swag found completely.
Oh, that's good. It's good. The 21's nice. Feels like the 25's more refined, but the 21's got something else going on.
I still maintain it's a bit drier.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No.
Only because you reminded me of what I said. I can remember. It's not in any way. It's still better than Dalmore.
I'm sorry, mate. I really am. Maybe I should have bought you the Dalmore and you could have been like, well, at least you got me Taylor Tokyo.
Yeah.
No, I think they're both very nice.
It's very different
I think I chose right with the Singletons.
Yeah.
Plump, what are you doing?
So yeah, just so anyone who's not aware, we actually have Plumpy in here with us. We
She
are
gave
at the
her
bar.
5 minutes. She has to go soon.
We have the plump one, and she is woken up from her doze on the sofa and after some fuss. So Meg has now proceeded to
fussings
give
are being
Wizzy
applied.
fuss. As
Fussings are being applied.
so she is being cradled in his arms like the baby princess that she is.
Pocket princess. Yes. Good girl, right? Good girl.
He's a good Plumpy.
There you go. Right, anyway. Right, down you go.
Don't worry, we're not giving the dog whiskey. Don't worry. We will just make that clear. She has just decided to try and entangle herself in Meg's beard.
Oh, that hurt. Ow.
Look, we know you get separation anxiety and don't like leaving him, but
Please don't abuse my face.
ripping his beard out is no way to go about
And
staying
yes,
there.
hello, plump one from G-Dubs there. And she's just rubbing her nose on my rug. Anyway, continuing with the 25. Would you like to be the one that subjects this to the 25-second rule? Or shall I do because it's mine?
I mean, it's yours, so I think you're going to have to, even if I do it, to be fair.
All right, fair enough. I will do it, but you've got to remember to talk for 25 seconds.
Oh, dear. Right.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing it enough. My
I
voice
know.
bloody well hurts.
This will be a challenge, right? It's in his mouth, and we are going. So, I'm intrigued to see what he finds of this. It is, from first tasting, it is very fruity. My reference to Caribbean Beach, generally because the sort of, if you think of like the fruits you get on cocktails, that sort of thing, that's kind of what comes to mind, particularly from when I had a pineapple daiquiri the other night, and pineapple made me think, and there you go, it's for 25 seconds, of, you know, the tropical fruit fragrances, and that is very much in that vein. He's puffing.
That's good. Very spicy. It's got a lot more build-up of heat, but the fruitiness is really pronounced. Finish builds quite long, very pineapple-y. It's definitely like, this is kind of the version of pineapple I'm okay with in my mouth.
Is this the alcohol version of the pineapple daiquiri that I had the other night when I had the non-alcohol one, because I didn't have the non-alcoholic mojito?
I wouldn't know, never had them. But no, you should try it. It's delicious. Absolutely fantastic. There's a lot going on.
Right.
David's going to do his 25 seconds, because that's the rules. This will be the longest one he's ever done in his mouth before. I can only think of one of the things he's had in his mouth for longer than 25 seconds. But he can't really confirm or deny it right now because he can't speak. It was about 8 to 9 inches long. He thoroughly enjoyed all of it. It was quite girthy. He almost dribbled, actually. It was a steak, of course. And Dave's behind the bar right now, so he can't be tickled, which is even worse, really. It packs a punch. It builds on the sides. The heat gets more intense, but the fruity tropical notes are more pronounced.
Yeah, it is pineapple.
It is.
I'm trying to work out that like.
It's quite.
I don't know if the tingle is pineapple as well, because you do kind of get that from a pineapple. I don't know if it's actually an extra like spice.
Might be a bitterness because you've got passion fruit in there, haven't you?
Yeah,
That's quite a tang to it.
I find pineapple like raw. I find very dry and very tangy.
A bit of citrus to
But
it.
if you
there?
cook it, like I know,
It softens.
I'm going to commit blasphemy here, but
You've had it on pizza.
pineapple on pizza, the way it's like,
Is wrong.
but the way it's cooked in the oven, it's like slightly roasted, slightly toasted on the outside, but soft on the inside. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's giving me that sweetness, that kind of sweet, juicy vibe. I mean, the ham and the bread part of the pizza aren't there, but
Mercifully, because they're not there to blaspheme. I know people like to put an apple in a pig's mouth when they, roast it on a spitfire or a spit roast. But no, don't waste the apple. Put it in a crumble. Put it in a crumble.
Yeah.
Give it some
or a
custard.
pie. Yeah. I've done apple and curry before. That works.
Crumble or custard and pie. Okay, not in a sausage. You're a sausage if you like it. Jody, pineapple on pizza is elite. Anyone who disagrees is wrong. Fight me.
Elite, no.
Fight me.
Acceptable, yes.
Just fight me on the beaches. Fight me.
We shall fight them in the streets. We shall fight them in the houses.
I'll fight you in Lidl and Aldi. I'll see you down the where the pineapple is in Sainsbury's, and I'll clutch you with a leek. I'm obviously joking. For those who don't know. I would never.
Certainly paraphrasing the late great Winston Churchill.
Of course, because it's okay to do that here. So this is. I would say
do a PhD on him, basically.
I'm not going to yellow yet. By the way, I'm not going yet. Those that I have tried of the stuff I purchased, this is still not as good as one of them. But I'm not opening the one I have of it. I think the Pulteney at 64.2% is the strongest whiskey I own. It's got more punch, and it's so good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't compare the no age statement to a 25-year-old. And we don't have any other 25s to compare it to yet.
No.
Hey, who knows what August might happen? I might get the Pulteney, you never know.
No, we have a 35 that's not open.
Won't be opened.
I've had a 40.
Yeah, but you haven't got another.
No.
Can't compare either because it's 40.
No, the next thing we've got is your 21.
I would love to
the
get
18s.
Obviously, if I can get the 18 Brunnenhaven, I'd love to get the 25 in the future. Bry, we shall never surrender. Damn right, guitars. There's no guitars in my cabin.
There actually aren't.
Well, there's one in the case, but it's got no strings. There's one in the office with no strings as well, but they're not meant to have strings. No. That one's a burner thing, and the other one is just sat there. Yeah, there's no guitars in here.
Finest hour with old Mr. Winston S. Churchill. Or Winston R.S. Churchill, technically.
Play on an axe.
He's going to play a sword.
That's how it works, right?
He is playing a sword at this point. He's air guitaring a sword.
I can't do the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is an axe over there if you want to air guitar an axe, but
No, I'm not doing that. If I play this Mjolnir, is that a ukulele?
Or a banjo. It's quite wide. Banjos are quite big at the. I don't know what the.
Everyone loves
technical
Farming
is.
Simulator.
Yeah. Was that Farming Simulator they were doing Beast in Black? Yeah.
No. Farming Simulator is Dragon Force.
But I thought that it sounded very similar to what the Beast in Black guy did last night as well.
No, they did.
But yeah, I know
He did Mario.
Yeah. But it sounded very similar, doesn't it?
Mario.
Yeah.
That's why the singer was doing this, because that was the hitting the boxes.
Dragon Force, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Beast in Black last night played Mario, one of the guitarists did, and the singer decided to act like Mario on the stage hitting boxes. It was hilarious. Another Dave Sippin.
He didn't, however, go, let's go, or anything like that. Which is a shame, but...
Do a straight up, no touching tongue drink.
This is effort in these glasses.
Sharp.
You've got to angle it right.
Sharp. Just do a drink. It works, but it doesn't.
It works, but I don't want it to work.
That's the thing. It doesn't work because there's an instant rejection. Why is that?
It's too good.
Is that the only reason, though?
It's not worth a Shot.
New stream channel inbound. No.
Yeah, new subsidiary of Not Worth a Cork.
It'd be
Not
another,
worth a shot.
Another set of YouTube shorts. It's not worth a shot because of that. It's not worth a shot because the receipt's in my office.
Yeah.
It tells me how much this is.
How much one shot of this is, yeah.
Let's not do that. It's not worth a shot because...
How many bottles can we buy for the 2 samples we have?
I could buy an entire collection of Glenmorangie for what this cost. An entire collection of Penderyn.
Yeah.
But I said I was only going to buy 5. Obviously, I didn't do that.
No, Meg did do a madness.
But I did a madness because I said I was going to. And you didn't know what I was going to do.
No.
You had no idea.
No, he literally kept it secret. He wouldn't look at his list. He wouldn't look at the book or anything around me. So I had no idea.
On top of that, he didn't know about the cash.
No.
That was the best part.
I was blindsided by a literal box of money.
Well, it's in here, actually. It's just here. It used to have some samples in of... You can't do a photo on the server or anything because I can't show it.
No.
But it's a little wooden chest that came with 3 Pirates Grog rum samples. I hollowed it out, took out some dividers. In cash, it actually has written on here originally before I added more money to it. But, yeah, no, there was a fair bit.
No, I was doing that.
Oh, that's fine. I was in dog time.
No, I saw the time and realised it was quite late. So
all right, that's fine. Okay, well, we're
Plumpy
nearly...
anyway, so.
When we get to the 2-hour mark, we'll finish this one because we have one more, and this one I want to take
I
our
think
time
she
with.
needs help. She's failing at getting on the sofa again.
Talk
So
to the chat.
Plumpy has this problem where she's able to jump on things, but won't jump on things. So she'll stand there, attempt to jump on it, and then fail intentionally, so that someone has to pick her up and put her on it. And now she's off again because she's now near a Meg. Because she's like obsessed.
She's the pocket princess.
She is tiny, yet she howls the house down when he leaves the house.
Or when she gets a haircut.
Or when she gets a haircut, yes. Or when he comes back from the house and goes upstairs. Or when he comes downstairs and goes back upstairs.
Or when my dad comes over.
Or when your dad comes over, yeah.
She loves men.
Unlike Chonky, who throws up when she sees me because she gets too excited.
I can't drink my whiskey now. I'm being smothered by a dog.
I got you.
Don't you fuck it. Oh, hello. got a Meg sip in there.
Yes, I have just had to sip Meg his whiskey because he has a dog on.
He just put it in my mouth. And
Plump.
chokeslam.
He has just
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
he has just deposited the Plumpy on the sofa.
Yes, in a comedic wrestling-esque manner, but without harming, because I'm not a dickhead.
No, and it is a soft sofa.
So, firstly, we need to just quickly revisit the whiskies because I want to do something slightly different with the streams and talk about something quite important. This series is called Not Worth a Cork.
Yeah.
Have
And
any-
once again, I've forgotten to wear the t-shirt. I'll wear it sadly.
So have I. No, the point I was going to say was, of what we've had so far, do any qualify? Because I'm going to answer by saying no, only because we know what something not worth a cork is. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. If you're just looking at these, I mean, I'm going to say 4 because I'm going to assume that,
Let's go with the 3 so far.
comparatively, there's one that's less worthy.
Yeah.
But across
still
the broader
better.
scale, all of them are worth a cork. Yes.
Yeah. I think with Downmore Portwood, that one is a letdown.
Yeah.
But it's not bad.
No.
It's just if I was ever going to have a glass with someone, and like my dad doesn't care for peated whiskies, doesn't care for because it's just not that.
Same as my dad.
To be fair, that would go well in an old fashioned.
Hi, Meg's dad, if you're listening, because we know you do sometimes watch.
Hi,
the
Dad.
streams.
Hope you're well, buddy. It's good. Hope to see you soon. Actually, I'll see you in about
We will see you in about a week, in fact.
12 days. Well, 11, I guess, at this point. Anyway, yeah, I think that'll go in old fashioned. Go with lemonade, well, you know. But if you're going to have it with people who like a drink, no.
But then you said there was the Ben Rins. People that don't like peated whiskey.
I
That
think
could
that
be
also-
an entryway in
but
because it
this-
is very,
but-
very subtly. We pick it up because we love peated whiskey, but
I think value-wise, the Ben Rins is better, but it's still quite subtle.
Yeah.
But it's subtle because it's intentionally
Yeah.
subtle.
It's not designed
Whereas
to be
the
a
Dalmore
peaty whiskey.
is disappointingly subtle.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had the 15
I mean,
or
that's
18
the thing.
yet.
The 12 is very good.
Oh,
The cigar malts, I mean, we put the cigar malt 105 quid up against the Macallan Journey, but 115 or something.
105.
So we put 100 plus
120,
pound
sorry.
whiskies up against each other, both very different. And we couldn't decide because they were so different.
Thanks for
but
being here,
both-
Becca.
Thank you very much. Both held their own for what they were good for.
Yeah.
And like we've put the cigar malt, we still reference it when we talk about other things, as we do the Macallans.
It's very memorable.
So to go for something that, okay, yeah. So this is £30 less, but it's
The Dalmore Port, when
the
he's
Port
just
Reserve.
referenced, yeah.
It's a reserve, suggesting it's like more aged, but we don't know.
No, we don't.
But based on our experience of Dalmore's, the
Yeah.
quality of what we've had, based on our experience of the port whiskies and what we've had. Oh, have you just been? Yeah. Sorry. Just brief interlude. Meg is releasing the hound. Plumpy is being deposited back to the house for bedtime. But yeah, based on what we've had from Dalmore and from port finished whiskies, it is underwhelming. Nobody tell Meg I've said whelm, so that if he says it later, he thinks he's got the first whelm. But yes, the Ben Rins of the two of mine is definitely the one I will. Okay, he's now got a Nerf gun in hand because Plumpy is refusing to go back to the house, so he is now threatening to shoot near the dog to distract her enough to make her go back to the house, because he won't ever shoot the dog, obviously. But yes, we have to make sure the dog actually goes in and goes to bed, because otherwise she'll want to stay in here all night with us. The Ben Rins, I think, of the two of these, if I want to drink, the Ben Rins is the one I will go to, because A, it's obviously less money, which means I won't feel bad about drinking it and having to buy another one, but it is better. Obviously, I don't have the Singleton, so I'm not going to go into that to drink that regularly.
You have the Malt Masters.
I do have the Malt Masters, but that's water compared to the 25.
Isn't that what the guy said when you bought Dalmore? He did actually say Dalmore's. Like,
Yeah.
A lot of it was status, and
I mean-
it's just watery because it was 40% or 43 or something.
Well, this one's 46. This is
Well, it's not
this
preferred
is the
ABV.
second strongest of the four.
So fun
trying.
fact, I found out recently. Preferred ABV for us is 46. Bunnahabhain is 46.3 explicitly across the board.
Interesting.
They're all 46.3
Yeah.
because that's what the Indian company that owns them wanted the ABV to be. I wonder why.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube video I found out recently. Leona sent it to me actually.
It is a useful whiskey thing. Well done, Leona. Excellent.
Yellow Smoke Fan, folks. Chin chin. Plumpy just had to be thrown with a Nerf gun to go indoors, by the way.
Yes, I did just tell the chat that you'd taken a Nerf gun out to shoot around her to make it go back indoors. What? Yeah.
You're an idiot.
What?
I shot her on the ear.
Oh, you shot. Oh,
I didn't. I went to shoot around her. She moved into it.
Oh.
I didn't want
Fair
to.
enough.
I had to go out there and be like, lift her up. Sorry about that. And moved her along.
I did explain that she would refuse to go back to the house, and therefore she had to be encouraged back in.
Anyway, palate cleanse, buddy.
I haven't finished mine yet, but yes,
Finish
you
your send it.
can. But it's good.
I don't care. Send it.
Oh dear, I'm being told to send.
What's that?
Okay,
Try not to overtake send it.
I'm going up the inside. It's a blind corner, but we're going.
David's quite fond of going inside. I know.
I didn't want to do that.
Thing is, we've been here for 2 hours. My voice is killing me. I've got to do
True.
a rehab, and I really want to do the English because this is a massive punt.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, that was too good to shot.
It was. David can now confirm in his newfound series that was not worth a shot.
No. Megan's just putting that back into its box for safekeeping. That went in better than the 21.
It looks amazing.
It looks so good that it's on the floor because it won't fit in the cabinet.
It will. I just need to rejig everything again.
If we're going to move a shelf again.
No. I just moved the contents of the shelf.
Yeah, we're doing well with whiskey cabinets and shelving of late.
I'm checked. It's fine.
Yeah, it is actually warm. There's 3 are light still.
It's fine.
It doesn't seem like from 4, does it?
It's the wicks. They're cheap.
Right. Well, I have virtually.
Okay. So the final one is this. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I did not pick this because I was struggling. Every year, I buy what I dub the January treat. Dave has now jumped on this and now buys himself a January treat. Last year, technically, it was the Dalmore Cigar Malt. This year, technically, it was the Kalila.
Yes.
Let's say that because that's disappointing.
Yes.
We'll go with that because then, it's fine.
Yeah.
Highland and Isla. I started this 2 years before, so Dave got in on it because I was like, it's a good idea to buy yourself a treat.
And because I became a manager in that time frame and therefore got a bonus, it worked quite nicely.
Yes, and last year, I mean, I still bought more last year than I did this year, but to be fair, now Dave knows the game, he might well do what I suggested and be able to do it as well. It's possible.
Well, nowhere else is going to take the bloody Scottish fiver I've got, so that can go in the tin.
Do it. Fuck it. Do it. You don't have to worry about the Queen or King's face changing on it. And so my first one was the Jack Daniel's Sinatra Select. Very ostentatious Jack Daniel's. It was on my wish list for years, and I looked at it, I was just like, I'm having that.
It's a Jack Daniel's we both like.
Yeah. Although to be fair, it's pretty much just any but rye and any but the standard 7. A year later, I bought the Highland Park Fire, which has been loved quite dearly. In the most ostentatious, I would argue still, the most ostentatious box, because it's wood.
Yeah.
Last year, it was the Macallan Night on Earth, which Dave suggested. Oh, no, I found it in passing.
Yeah.
I went in the day before you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I found it, and I was like, can you put this behind the bar for me? So I was like, I own a Macallan. And we tried it with the Dalmore, and we agreed. Awesome.
Yeah.
Dave even dipped a hobnob in it recently. I did too.
Despite the blasphemy, Meg did the same, and we both agree that is definitely worth a dunking biscuit.
It's a dipping biscuit, that be.
Hobnob is a biscuit for dipping, and when you're dipping it in a whiskey that tastes like a shortbread,
we even
magical
told
things
the
happen.
guy in the shop, and he didn't mind either. He sort of thought, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, he looked at us not entirely like we were insane.
Yeah. Although we should now point out, his son has a YouTube called Python_RL. Everyone should go subscribe to him just because he's only 12, and screw it. Go give him a sub.
Yes, please do.
Python_RL.
His dad was very good to us in the whiskey shop, so we thought we would try and help his son
Hobnob
out
abuse?
with a
I
YouTube
disagree. Anyway.
I mean, if anything, it would be whiskey abuse, but it didn't abuse the whiskey.
Yeah, so I was struggling to find a treat this year because there wasn't really a theme with any of the previous ones. It has become one now because inadvertently, the first one was no age statement, the second of 15, the third no age statement, the fourth of 15. So next year has to be no age statement. Anyway, I wanted something different and ostentatious. And ostentatious is key to this. In fact, that's because of the Jack Daniel's Sinatra Selects in the Highland Park.
Yeah.
When I went into the shop, I said, what's the most gaudy bottle you've got that costs up to 150? I was going to go Glenfiddich 21 last year. They just sold out. But he had the Macallan, and he went up on the shelf. The same guy that served us this year served us last year, right? He went up there and he says 120 or 105.
Serving me the Tranquility.
Yeah. And what's that? Oh, the rare find. You might want to tell people that, so Tranquility means nothing to them. Say it then.
So basically, this is the same guy that when I was looking for a birthday whiskey last year, found me the rare find, what they call Tranquility, which is a rare release from a distillery, unnamed distillery, although this is basically 99.9% of Glenlivet, which was my 35-year-old birthday whiskey. And it's a 35-year-old single malt.
Yes, he has an age alignment. I'm 39 next year, and Singleton's the only one. But it's $2.5 grand.
So basically, we need all of your money in the next year.
Well, I might be able to. You never know. Anyway, this year, though, I couldn't find one. And then I was on the website, the whiskey website. Dave saw this, what you see on the screen, and he said, go for that. And I was like, all right, then. So I put it on my shopping list. This is Norfolk, England's The English, formerly called the English Whisky Company, the first.
George's Whisky Distillery, I think it was his
Thank
first
you.
name, yes.
Established at some point, I don't read Roman numerals, 2006.
2006, yes.
Thank you. MMV1 or I. It's the English distillery, the English Whisky Company. We've been to their distillery long ago. In fact, we loved it.
Yes.
To the point, I have a sample bottle behind the bar of chapter 6
Somewhere.
on the floor next to your feet.
Yes, there it is.
And we're having that tomorrow in a VC. This is Founder's Private Cellar Single Cask Release, bottled at cask strength, non-chill filtered, natural colour, ex Oloroso Demi-Mude, M-U-I-D. Muid.
Okay.
Aged 15 years.
Date.
Date.
Demi Muir, and they thought that was a spelling mistake.
Maybe. Filled in 2007, bottled in 2022. It is one of 572 bottles. It's limited edition. But it is a sherry cask finish. Oloroso is. It is 57.6%. It is the strongest of my 4 January treats because the Macallan's 43-ish, the Highland Park and the Jack Daniels both sit at 45%. And
the
English
cork is nearly as wide as the Ben Rins bottle.
The English bottle is quite short and stout. It's a very medicinal bottle shape, old-fashioned. But it's the most expensive treat at $325. I'm not buying another one like this. I don't want to buy another one like this. It's a one-off, never happening again. Because I don't want to. The January treat was only meant to be up to a certain thing, and this one was just a one-off because we couldn't find what could have. To be fair,
because you also said that this year, because last year you mentioned the Glenfiddich that wasn't in stock. Well, this year you were going to up a level from the one you looked at last year, but also wasn't in stock.
So last year I was going to go get Glenfiddich 21 rum cask Grand Reserva. Didn't have it. This year it said they had the 23-year-old Grand Cru, which is cuvee cask, French oak. Rare French oak. Yes. It was not in stock when I arrived. They just sold it, which is fine.
And Meg has twice attempted and twice failed to secure a Glenfiddich.
If I up the ante, technically, then if I try and up the ante next year, well, no. If I try and up the ante next year, logic dictates it will be the Grand Corone 26-year-old Glenfiddich.
Okay, that one, yeah.
And that'll be out of stock as well.
Then the Tide and Time all year after. The first
Tide
year.
and Time right there.
No, Glenfiddich's one, the one in the silver helix.
30-year-old.
Yeah. That's called Suspended in Time. I knew it was something. Yeah.
That's right, I'll correct you. Yeah. Tide and Time is Jura 21. Yeah. And I've got that. Okay, so I'm going to open this because obviously it's mine.
This may take a moment because it is a...
No.
No, it's got a quick peel. Plastic round. But genuinely, the plastic, I assume plastic anyway, top to the cork is nearly as wide as the Ben Rins bottle. The cork is a very girthy one. It's going to, I hope, make an awesome noise when it
looks
pops.
This looks like Nika. Short and stout and awkward.
Well, it's very awkward because the initial peel has gone well, but the secondary peel of the plastic is proving difficult. Implements are now required. This is where we're at. We're having to get tools to get into the whiskey. This is not because we are too drunk to open the bottle. This is purely because the bottle is too much of a pain in the ass.
I literally can't.
He has arrived with nail files and a scalpel.
Modelling knife.
Modelling knife. Okay. Nearly a scalpel. And one swish of the wrist. Very skilled movement there.
Give me a second. I'll put the modelling knife away first because I don't want to leave that.
You should have gone Wingardium Leviosa.
It's Leviosa. Anyway, are you ready for this, folks?
Ooh.
That's better.
That was different. Ooh.
Oh. One more for luck.
Oh.
Oh,
Leon.
Demonetized. It's very moistened cork.
That is moistened.
That is a wide top.
Yeah.
That's almost as wide. I mean, that's as chunky.
Is it? No, it's not plastic. I stand correct as well. It is not plastic. It is wood.
Look at the size of my Nika 12.
It is wider than the Nika 12.
It's still like
that's
the
like
Nika.
2 inches diameter nearly of cork top.
It wasn't the width of the Nika that I meant. I meant that, like the Nika, it's just very, very. Okay, I'm not getting much from that, but by all means, have a go. He's actually put his nose into the bottle. All right.
I mean,
this can be interesting.
I'm getting a sherry, but
oh yeah,
that's
don't disappoint me. I beg
I
you
keep
don't.
forgetting to do this.
Moisten
Sorry,
the jigger.
Cleanse the jigger between pours.
Just stick it in there so you don't have to drink it.
Yeah, this is true. I do at least have a get out this time, so I have another glass. Right. I'm anticipating this to be a potentially awkward pour as well.
For those, just to give a bit more description here, this whiskey looks like mahogany in varnish. It is so rich in colour.
Don't touch the banister.
I remember that. It's very rich. It's very awkward to pour because of the bottle top being very flat at the top.
It's very flat and very wide. It's hard to control. Ooh, bugger. And I've managed to fail from pouring into the jigger.
Hard
to control how much whiskey comes out of the bottle.
Careful your glass. Right, give me a sec. Can I put that on the towel, please?
Yeah.
Right, give me a new coaster if that's okay. I'll take this. Yeah, I'll take a new one. Cheers.
Next one. That was just the next one.
Put that behind yeah, leave it there for now. Okay, for those who don't understand, accidentally, Dave may have the pour was an absolute nightmare. Sorry, I'll do. Yeah,
I was just topping things up a little bit because that's not fair.
He got done a bit dirty there on the bottle because it's very hard to pour from. That's not Dave's fault.
I basically brimmed the jigger completely level, which when I tried to pour it, it just went everywhere.
Yeah, it did. That's fine. I don't blame you for that. Okay, so this has one of the most elaborate boxes, and I am going to get the box because this box has some writing in. I thought
time for story time with Meg and his gravelly voice.
Okay. James Nelstrop fulfilled a lifelong ambition when he founded the English Whisky Company in 2006 by building a whisky distillery in Norfolk, which we've been to.
Yes.
With HMRC... Oh, sorry, which was the first whisky distillery to be registered with HMRC for over a century. That's not a brag, by the way. Taxation is theft. The Nelstrop family are still the owners, so Diageo haven't moved in yet, of the English Whisky Company and work tirelessly to ensure that the distillery's dedication to producing only the very finest whiskies is never relenting. Each year, the family select a handful of unique and interesting casks to be placed into their private collection. This includes Madeira casks.
Yep.
We know about this because there are other versions of this exact same style. One is a 16-year-old, and the other is a port one. Right, yeah. And when these wonderful casks are mature and ready for drinking, some are offered back to the distillery for bottling under the founder's private cellar range. Each cask is a one-off and will have been signed off by the current distillery chairman. The Nelstrop family can trace their lineage back 600 years, so can my family, with the family always farming and milling during this time. Today, the Nelstrop family own and operate a mill in Stockport, Cheshire, and also own and operate several farms in Lincolnshire, where barley is grown for the distillery. It was this never-ending passion for grain that influenced Nelstrop in his early years, resulting in the desire to turn malting barley into single malt whiskey, a dream that he realised and would be immensely proud of today. That is the only writing inside the box. The box is card and fabric, but the insert that the bottle sits in is foam.
Moulded foam.
Yeah. Or carved. But yes.
Yeah, either way, it is shaped precisely to the bottle.
It is incredibly... it's an incredible presentation. And that's one of the reasons it was also purchased, because again, the point of a January treat for me is it's got to look the part as well.
Yeah. Bear in mind it has to sit on the shelf next to the Sinatra Select, the Highland Park Fire,
the Macallan Night on Earth in Scotland.
Yeah, with its fancy double box, opening box thing. There's an element of showmanship to these whiskies that is required in order to make them fit in.
Yeah.
And there's a link, because we have been to the English Whisky Company. We have done a tour. We have sampled. We have each bottles of some of their early work. So it's not out of our experience to have an English whiskey. We also both have the King Charles coronation.
Yes, I
One.
have it in my cabinet. Yes,
I have the Queen Elizabeth Jubilee one as well.
It's like 900 now.
Yeah, which is no, hang on. What was it? What was it? They were 100. So it's like gone up 6 times its value.
I saw it for £900 on an auction site.
So they are nearly
$450 for some other ones. The King Charles hasn't gone up much yet. The one that really isn't worth much is Meghan Markle and Prince Harry on it.
well, it's a surprise. But yeah, so the English Whiskey Company is obviously I live in Norwich. Meg would like to live in Norwich.
Royal Tat. Thank you, Michael. But in the context of whiskey, we don't have to care if you like the Royals or not. The whiskey went up in value, so it's a worthwhile investment.
But yeah, we like the English Whiskey Company.
We do.
It is my local distillery, technically.
I have a bottle in my cabinet. English Whiskey Company, Chapter 12. Dave has Chapter 11.
Yeah.
I have behind the bar a 20cl of Chapter 6 that I bought at the distillery when we went. Because there was a Chapter 11 20cl as well. We couldn't afford full bottles.
Yeah, we bought a twin. They did like an offer of the twin pack. If it was a twin pack of what we sampled, you got a deal on it, and we sampled about 5 or 6.
Oh, I did. Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, I had 2 or 3, and obviously I was driving, so I had to just keep.
I had like 7 or 8, and I was battered. I got into his car, and I was like, shit.
Yeah. So, but we literally had a bottle of each. We both really wanted the Chapter 11, and Meg put them behind his back. And I did, picked, and I got the Chapter 11.
You did. This is one of those things where I could have really done him dirty by simply switching them around. But I didn't know which one was which anyway, so it didn't matter. Either way, he won, fair and square. And I don't cheat people on that. Anyway,
and this was pre-licking days as well, so
yes,
next year.
Shall we? I've got tasting notes on the screen for those who are curious, but I'm not going to look at this. I
can't see them because there's a giant box in the way.
That's good. This already smells better than the Dalmore and the Ben Rins put together. But not in a bad. That's not to say they're bad, by the way. Price plays a part. You know this is expensive, but also what makes this different. My first January treat was American. The next 2 were a Highland and a Speyside. This is English. This is the English standing up and saying, "Look at me.
Yo, fam, we can do this too."
In its swag. Blood. I got you, bruv.
Well, one doesn't want to brag, but one does produce one fine single malt.
What Dave just said there was, anything the Scottish can do, we can do better.
And with less gingers involved.
There's ginger in the throat profile on this. So it might taste like Scottish. It might taste like doll money. Oh, it smells good. The thing is, I've yet to have a dud English whiskey.
Yeah. No, there was one of those Lakes ones. Wasn't great.
Doesn't count. That's not English.
They are.
They're not. We don't own them. We don't care. That was the sherry one, by the way. Because the Manzanilla made up for it. The Manzanilla cask. I don't think it was necessarily bad. I think it was just that it just wasn't as refined as it could have been.
Yeah. I'm getting fruit.
You know what it really smells like? Bless you.
Sorry.
It smells strong.
Okay. Yeah, it's fruity.
57.6%.
Definitely no peat.
I don't think they do
on the nose.
They do a Madeira and a port. One of this. One of them is a 16-year-old. The other's a 50. I think Madeira's a 15. The port's a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
You get one of them on their website.
This does kind of also make me want to open my 13-year-old rum cask one. Peated rum cask, but
you should. You've got collection pieces.
Yeah. So what is on the nose? Because I'm intrigued.
I haven't got a clue. Because there's no tasting notes anywhere but the whiskey shop.
Oh.
And none of them have definitive tasting notes.
Useful.
They have the whiskey shop is the only one that sells this one. And they don't give you tasting notes. It's not Master Malt. Master Malt has some for the Madeira cask.
Oh. So we have to make this up as we go along. Excellent.
As always, bullshit artists, yes.
So, well, I've commenced Jilly Goulden mode. Tar.
Is that the one that looked at poop?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to talk about that person. They smell strong, and I think we need to have a jolly good sip. What do you think, David?
Well, one can't say no.
About damn time. January treat. Let's get
Cheers.
Let's get this.
Bit shit, innit?
I'm trying not to laugh too much. That's made my mouth water every time I've laughed.
It's not worth a call, that, mate. Fuck me, that's good.
My mouth is watering, and as I'm laughing, it's running out, trying to run out of my mouth.
Oh, that's so good. David's just killed Meg for the evening.
Oh. The thing is, it got worse because as I was laughing, my mouth was watering, and it was trying to leave my mouth. I was like, oh, shit.
I can't afford to let this out of my mouth. Oh, that's so smooth.
I can't laugh normally.
Oh.
So it's really bad. Oh, that's good.
There's some fruit, there's some woodiness, there's a little hint of like a tingle of something spice.
I was about to say all those
Warming.
words, and then you just rock up and go, bit of shit, mate. I'm sorry, did you just pour yourself another Downmore Portwood, mate? Do you have some hoot up, perhaps? Oh, get mega bib. I mean, get a towel. I mean, yeah.
I've got a towel, don't worry.
Oh, you dickhead.
I'll pat him down later.
No, that's really... It's lovely. It really is. That's really nice.
That's S tier.
That is.
Sorry, Singleton 25.
You know
You've been relegated to sub S.
If you think about like January treats, like your Kalila, your cigar malt, S tier. My 4, S tier. But is it because of the cost?
Well, yeah, but I don't know, because the problem is, if that cost 100 quid, that would be absolutely mental. If that cost 500 quid, I don't think I'd be sitting here going, ooh, a bit expensive. Like,
well, actually, we've only recently really gotten into the more expensive whiskies.
Yeah.
So we don't actually know.
No. But that's just... So, what I will say, when the English Whisky Company, St George's Distillery as it was, first launched, a lot of their bottlings sold out very quickly.
They did.
But the initial reputation they had was for being very expensive for what was not necessarily very
boutique and
great
overrated
whiskey.
Yeah, it took time.
But some of the whiskies were not in that vein.
No,
but
they weren't.
they have... That reputation has gone over time because it's just been replaced with a reputation for quality.
King Charles III has a entire warehouse of whiskey barrels that they have because he loves whiskey.
Yeah.
Although
Lefroy, whatever, 25 or whatever it is.
He loves the Freud 15.
Or Lefroy 15.
But if they do, the English company do ever bother to release those to public, you know, I can imagine they'll be peated.
Yeah.
And I reckon they'll smash it.
Well, I mean, Chapter 11 was insane. That was the peated whiskey, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that. I generally didn't even think that would cause you that much of a reaction. That was brilliant. That was just an off-the-cuff thing. And I was just like, if I like it, I'm going to say something funny.
You said, it's not that you said, it's how you said it. You said it in a voice I would use. Bit of shit, mate. I can't do the fucking
I was
voice.
channeling Friend of the Family.
If he's watching, you're a twat. And you know we're right. It's funny.
Well, your dad as well. I can imagine your dad saying something similar to a whiskey we gave him at some point.
Nah, he has that. He'll know. He wouldn't say shit. But
Next, Dad, you are not putting lemonade in this.
To be fair, he knows there are some you just don't do that. It's like the Bushmills 21, but for different reasons. He understands that. He knows where quality is. I'm not going to say no, though, if he wants a Singleton 25 with a glass of lemonade, because, again, I don't really care enough, but I might with this one.
Yeah.
This is something different. Because, again, this even suggested adding a little water to it just to unlock it, and I'm like, but I don't need the water to unlock it.
Say, what more are we going to get?
Beyond, well, the last word in the tasting notes, satisfying.
How British is that?
It does also say, it says the finish is sumptuous. I mean, I'd like to subject it to the Whelm scale. Based on my reaction, over, certainly not present in the under.
I'm now slightly disappointed it doesn't just say spiffing.
I'm not subjecting this to a spiffing shot. Bloody hell, an English whiskey, and I rock up with my... Can you imagine that? Half pint of English stout, English whiskey being that, and an English cream knock. Fuck.
Oh my lord.
That would be a brutal shot, but bloody very good.
Yeah. Jolly good show, old chap. I'm just going to pass out now. I'm totally gazeboed.
All right. I am going to subject this to the 15 seconds. This is the rule. For those who don't know, we've done it already, twice already, in fact.
Yeah.
1 second for every year of its maturation. Sorry, maruration.
Maruration, yes.
If you've seen the spelling error in the English whiskey's rum cask finish. Sample, that is.
Marooning would work, to be fair, rum,
Not to be confused with 15 seconds for each year it's manured. Because that's a very different thing, and that's not okay.
So we are away. We are going. I really hope this is good over the long hold, because that is so nice just as an initial sip. I'm very jealous, but equally I couldn't have afforded that. So I know can't really be that jealous. There we go. That is your 15 seconds gone. Meg's just having a small out of body experience here.
It's cast strength.
But yes, he is now fit.
Oh.
Now fit. See, that's something I hadn't said yet. Up until you've just done that,
there's a lot of ginger.
I haven't noticed the ABV.
You notice it then.
The sips don't really belie the ABV, do they?
I'm trying to get my voice back there. That is delectable.
We have just finally found a disproving for Lord John Marbury, who says that ginger and whiskey, well, you could just remove the ginger.
What if the ginger's in the whiskey, though?
Yeah, it's very medicinal.
You don't need the ginger if it's in the whiskey. No. What it says, and aggressive, 2 Gs. But yes, aggressive is actually, in that instance, 15 seconds. That is an aggressive settle. That is very strong, very spicy. The fruitiness, the berries, very nice. There's like a bit of fig in there as well, I think. Is there fig in there? Yes, there is. Fucking yes.
See, I thought that on the smell. I didn't say it because I wasn't
David,
sure.
set it up.
But
Come on, send it. Do your little 15 seconds. Come on. You've got. Hang on.
I don't know if I'm going to send that. 15 seconds. I'm not sending it.
Well, send it in 15 seconds. Dave's going to do this 15 seconds. That it builds, but when it goes down, your tongue is like on fire. It builds. By the way, Dave mentioned he couldn't afford it. He could have actually bought it if he bought that and only that, and the Dalmore without the gift set, based on what he spent. But it is worth pointing out, I can't afford that any other time. I have to work my arse off in December just to buy that one bottle.
Okay, now I'm feeling the ABV.
It's good, isn't it?
Peppery.
Very. It says here dried fruit, chocolate, dates, ginger, sweet fig, raisin. But it says here a sweet and decadent treat, which is, I believe, decadent is used for the 15-year-old fruity decadent singleton.
Yes.
Sultry aromas of dry fruits and chocolate-covered raisins on the nose. The palate brings notes of crystallized ginger, baked fig, and raisin. The finish is sumptuous and satisfying.
Yes, raisin. Yes, I would say pepper rather than ginger
I'm going to get rid of
personally.
the tasting
But
notes because I think you guys deserve to see that bottle because it's absolutely. I'm so happy because we both have. Ignoring this, I don't think it's a dud. I just don't think it's whelming.
no,
I just think none of them are bad,
no.
but they are correctly but they build up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If say you had the Kalila here,
Yeah.
that Kalila would be equal.
That Kalida's more. I think that Kalida's. Bear in mind, that's only a 15-year-old as well.
It's as strong as that.
It sits in the
Hang on,
realm.
no,
of
your Kalila's how old?
No, it's a 15-year-old.
Yeah, so it's the same age.
Yeah, so
and it's 2% stronger.
It definitely sits, even though it's 100. No, not 100 pounds less. It's not 100 pounds less.
140, wasn't it? 130.
170.
Yeah. Because you got the downward.
So it's about 150. About 150 pounds less than the English.
Yeah.
It. I don't think it beats the English, but it would sit. It could happily sit in the same company with the English. I would say
it's as close to an equal because we know what the quality is.
Mm.
And so while we're not sampling the Kalila here, which is a shame, of course it is. It is right, it isn't because of how hard it is to get.
Yeah.
If in August they have another bottle of it, I will tell Dave to buy it so he opens it.
Mm. And that, to be fair, that would be one of the few times Dave probably would do that.
To be honest, I would. Honestly, if you don't, I would just to do it. But I've already started putting money into a mid-year treat jar. Not as much on purpose, because obviously next year madness is a thing. But if I have a couple £100 in there, I'd probably buy it. But I would open it because I know it's good.
Yeah.
And I'd like a really high-end Isla. Although, to be honest, if I could, I try and get the Porter-Skeg 17 because the 18 and the 17 and they're two normals.
Yeah.
Then I've got a set of that and the cast strength. There you go, perfect trilogy of Islas. Oh, this is a tricky one.
We could try and go for the Talisker 18 and 25 if we're made of money.
£200 at 18.
Yeah, the 25 is how much? It's like
the 18
thousands.
So just to be clear here, not only is the whiskey the pass that I really want. I don't have a collection of. Okay, I do. No, but I don't really seek to collect standard Taliskers. But I've been sent some off my wish list, and I have them in my office. They're not really part of my standard. My standard is just the 10.
Oh, and I should point out, those at the start of the stream, I have added the Capita glasses to the wish list. If anyone is feeling generous and kind enough to purchase them for us, we would very much appreciate it.
They would become very much part of the Not Worth a Cork streams. Anyway, but the Talisker 18 has one of the most depressing and pointless. I was going to buy it last January, but the box is kind of shit. Like, it's a very hollow, pointless box. I would discard that box.
Yeah.
Because it's just pointless. But
at a certain point, there's boxes that look better
thanks
than
for
the
being
whiskey.
here, G-Dubs.
Yes, thank you very much. There's boxes that look better than the whiskey. There's whiskies that look better than the boxes. There's a certain point where you think that, it should have a decent box for the whiskey that's inside.
Yeah, I agree.
When you look at some of the designs of, like, the Glenmorangie 18, okay, I'm not a fan of the wording design.
Which 18, though?
Well, I'm looking at the one you've got there.
The Infinita.
Yeah.
There is another one, and it's called the Extremely Rare.
Yeah.
And that one's a different box.
It is, yeah. But, like, it looks a bit better. It looks better than the standard Glenmorangie boxes, doesn't it?
How about we compare it to an 18 I know that has the most vastly ostentatious box that I own, given to me as a Christmas present by my sister, the Irish, Jameson's 18.
Yeah.
That trumps all.
Yeah.
I've got an 18 that trumps it anyway. That was at one point a standard that cost £65. Johnny Walker Gold Centenary. I've got Pulse in the 18. The box is better.
Yeah.
Because that clicks in place.
The Glenlivet 18 is a very similar box to the Johnny Walker Gold. I think they're made in the same box company place, but like you sort of, there's a point where you think, it should have a decent box because of the whiskey that's inside it.
Yeah. I've got a Downmont 18. The box is brilliant as well. It's just a thing of at 18, although with Talisker it's strange because they don't have a trilogy.
No, they don't have like
Their
a 12
age
or a
statements
15.
are 10 and 18.
Yeah.
And then on. 25 is where they actually start putting effort in.
Yeah.
And I think that's really depressing that's when you decide to make an effort. For a bottle that costs now, then would cost about 165, it's now nearly 200.
Yeah.
Because of obviously tax issues.
Yeah.
I get it, but for that amount of money, I expect a decent box.
Yeah, if you think of my Johnny Walker Blue, now I know that was bought cheap because of exchange rates and things.
Mine's cheaper
but the
than
box,
Talisker 18.
But the box, your Johnny Walker Blue, yours is an edition version, mine's what was a standard.
Yeah.
But both the boxes add something to the product.
Yeah.
They make it into a statement piece.
But that's the point we're talking about with these whiskies. all of them, except for the Ben Rins, came in a box.
Yeah.
The Ben Rins was a £50
Memories
bottle.
is literally a bottle on the shelf. Yeah.
Yeah. He chose it, and he hasn't been let down.
No.
The Downmore's a gift set. Its standard box, though, is all right.
Yeah.
You know, it's a decent box. But it's not expensive. It's 70 quid.
Yeah.
Well, it's expensive, but not by the standards of the other things.
Yeah.
His Kalila, like my Tamna, Gordon MacPhail,
Yeah.
very fancy.
But very
Tamdu, very Balblair 18-ish.
But it's a fairly standard design for those. Like,
Did I show you the Balblair how it opens?
No, I don't think you did.
Those, like...
So Mega's just grabbing the Bell Blair out of the cupboard.
it was another bottle I hid from Dave.
Yes,
So,
it was.
Balblair 12 and 15 just open as a standard box. The 18, though, they actually make an effort. This bottle is not expensive, but this is where they make an effort.
It slides out from the outer casing. And then there's a lid that lifts out.
Until then, though, the bottle is secure.
Yeah.
If I tipped it like that with that lid still shut, it wouldn't fall out. But that's what Tamdu do it as well. Bladnock do it as well.
Yeah.
It's a point of security and also ensuring the product you purchase is vitally... The English is a 15-year-old private seller, limited number. Of course it's protected. The Singletons slot in.
I mean, the Highland parts, obviously, we've alluded to the fire that Meg has. I have the ice, which is of the same series. The wooden framing, it's all magnetised together.
Yeah.
The bottle is held properly, securely inside the frame.
Absolutely.
You know, they've gone to lengths to make sure that these whiskies not only look the part, but get to you safely, and you can display them because you have confidence that they're going to be safe.
But this is where the Talisker let it down. When I was considering getting it, the one thing that genuinely made me then decide, screw it, I'm getting the Bushmill 16 and the Angel's Envy. Bushmill 16, which is in my cabinet.
That's a decent box as well.
Has a little pull on it so I keep the bottles safely in place.
Yeah.
And the Angel's Envy, I wanted it because it's my favourite podcast, but also because the Talisker box was just flimsy. It wasn't anything, it was a massive box, but it was hollow.
Yeah.
It was so underwhelming. And I was so annoyed about that because I wanted more from it. And it just, to me, that's a letdown because you would expect more. And all the whiskies we bought today, all of them presented how you'd expect for the price. Gift set, Dave's got 2 now.
Yeah.
A Skeg and this. Both fantastic.
Yeah.
The glasses are good. I use the nosing glasses. One's in my bedroom right now with a Glenfarclas Class 15 sample in it, waiting to be tasted, the nosing cap to keep it safe. Right? The Dalmores came with standard glasses.
Or a rounded tumbler glass.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind those. They're good. You know, who doesn't want a decent gift set? For Burns Night in Sainsbury's, they were doing a thing with Lefroy.
Yeah.
You know, my under the bar, there's a whiskey glass, a nosing glass without a top to it, without a decent base to it.
Oh,
that one.
Yeah, little like
Lefroy were doing glasses like that for free. If you bought a bottle of the 10 in Sainsbury's, you get one for free.
That's pretty cool.
I was tempted.
Yeah,
I didn't because obviously I said I wouldn't, but I wanted the Lefroy glass because I like Lefroy. I can't hate Lefroy.
Yeah,
I've never been done dirty by Lefroy.
Well, we have, but not in the.
We don't talk about that.
Only in the sense of the volume of peat.
It doesn't count. It's fine.
When you feel the soil in your mouth.
Like, I don't want to get so hammered. I go and actually just eat peat to find out. If there was a Petiosaurus still in my chat, it'd be a very odd conversation. I feel like after all the whiskey he sent me when he stopped being when he was an active member,
when he was able to be part of the.
Yeah, hopefully he's still around. Of course, we hope you do come back one day.
Imagine if he's single malt Pete.
Oh, that's so strong. Oh.
Yeah, I think we'll sleep well tonight.
Oh, if we do have a hot chocolate later, it won't have any alcohol in it.
No, I'm not sure we'll need the alcohol in it.
No, it'd be a standard hot chocolate. No, that is delectable. It's delicious. The annoying thing is, at some point soon, it's going to have to be subjected. I know, but you don't have to do it.
I almost don't. I almost think I should because I don't want you to have to.
Well, we've been here for 2 hours and I don't know how long.
Yes.
2 hours 39. We don't have, no offense to all you wonderful people, but there's 11 people watching. I mean, that's awesome, by the way. Don't forget to like the stream.
Yes,
We haven't
please
really-
do like, please do share.
Yeah, we're not going to shill coffee or anything, 'cause we don't care about that. We want you to enjoy what we're talking about. And obviously, we're going to mention now, Saturday will be a second stream. Glenmorangie Take 2, Folly a Der Not Electric Boogaloo, because it triggers the owner. We're saving it for another stream. Don't you worry, I've got a plan. Another blind taste test for Dave.
Uh-oh.
Or what? No, I'm kidding. No. We've got some other things planned in the future. Also, on the 18th of February, when you're here,
Yeah, 18th. Is
the 18th of February, we are going to be doing a Jura stream.
Yes.
Now, Dave will be bringing one bottle, I believe, the bourbon cask.
Bourbon cask. And I can bring the original 10 if you want as well. The
Yeah,
original
yeah,
origin,
yeah.
yeah.
Bring that as well. Yeah. So I've got the standard 10.
Yeah.
We can
You've got the
compare.
new 10. I've got
Yeah.
the OG 10, yeah.
Well, I say standard by now
Yeah.
standards, yeah. We can do that. But
So,
we
yeah.
have 3 streams this month.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one is a bonus by dint of just me happening to be here for a night for other reasons.
It will make up for the fact that in May there will likely not be one at all.
No, May and June will be light.
Yes.
If to nothing, because I may not be here for either month.
Nothing. So I can't just swing by yours.
Possibly, yeah.
Little flyby.
Yeah.
Do a stream at your place again. Who cares? Do it Talisker. You never know. It could
Yeah.
be done. In May, no, but
Yeah.
in June. Anyway, yes, I'm having a little sip of this. Glorious this is, by the way. May I just take this opportunity to say thank you for picking this one? Because I didn't know what to go with. And while it was a punt on your part, you didn't choose wrong.
No.
So I don't feel bad sharing it.
I was worried because I was like, I thought it'd be a really cool thing for you to have, but I was like,
What if it sucks?
yeah. There was a little bit of me. I was pretty confident it'd be good, but it was a little bit of me that was like,
Could you imagine?
what if?
Could you imagine if you'd said, yes, but shit, and you meant it? I would be like, get the fuck out of my bar. Get out. You don't. So it's not like Gordon Ramsay, get out. Get out.
Yeah.
You don't belong behind that bar.
No, I mean,
This is no place for you.
I would have been surprised if it had been bad.
Yeah, no. To be fair, again, we've never been done dirty by the English.
No.
I have to not say it that way because you were right about the sherry cask lakes.
Yeah.
We do have an English whiskey stream in the future, by the way, a spiffing whiskey stream.
Yes.
This will get a feature, of course, but it will have to be the coup de grace. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
this
so
might be the
fucking
end point.
strong.
Yes.
We have some whiskies for it. We'll have to get a few little samples, but we'll be
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, no, this is delicious, and I'm really glad that it's worked out because I'm not going to buy another one of these. Hell, Dave's only got one bottle that is more expensive to buy more than mine.
Yeah.
None of my bottles are anywhere near. The only thing I have on him is, of the open bottles, I'm the only one with a 25 open.
Yeah.
And
the
a
only one with
21
25. I don't own a 25.
You don't own a 21, do you?
No.
I've got you on that as well.
18. I've got 18 and
What about
35.
20? I've got more like, haven't I? And we had that the other day, didn't
Yeah.
we? So
No.
when Dave got here, I was like, let's go to the bar. What do you want, Dave? And he's looking and he's like looking. I'm like, do you want me to make it easy
Well,
for you?
what Meg said was I couldn't have anything on the second shelf, which was where the one I initially wanted was.
That's the collectibles.
So I was like, okay.
What did you want?
So I was looking at, what was I going to say?
Wasn't the Pulsney, was it? Rosal. You looked at the Rosal.
It was the Rosar. No, I was going to say, I was actually going to say the Malt Lab 13.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, my cabinet has 4 shelves. The second shelf is my collection. They are the unopened collectibles that are worth money. Dave knows this, and so he was being facetious.
With the exception of the Norfolk popcorn, obviously.
I'm not opening it. I'm not opening it.
Yeah, collectible, but not necessarily worth
It tastes like
at the
bourbon.
moment,
It
but
tastes
yeah.
great. But no, it's my collection
Yeah.
shelf. Okay, I'm very proud of it. The only things that are in there are my Nika 12s, right? Except for the one that's open at the top.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dave didn't know what to choose, so I said, right, I'll pick.
I didn't know the floor was an
And-
option.
It's because Dave's tunnel vision set in and he didn't notice them on the floor. So I went straight to the floor, picked up the Mortlack 20-year-old and opened that. And we sat down and had an absolutely splendid time drinking something that didn't taste as weak as the ABV says.
Yeah.
It's an A level, S tier whiskey, quite frankly.
I felt we need something above S tier at this point. Because I feel like the English Do we have an E tier for English?
God tier. We need God tier.
Yeah, God tier. There we go. English. So the English private select batch 15, whatever it is called, is
And yes,
now in
Michael,
the new God tier
The
level.
investment shelf, because a few of mine are. I've got the entire collection, for example, of the Game of Thrones whiskies,
Yes.
except for the Johnny Walkers, but that's a separate trilogy.
You
I
don't want
have-
them.
Yeah, but it's open.
True. But
I don't have
No.
the trilogy unopened. They're all screw tops as well. I don't have those, but I have
from
these
memory
standard
from the samples, at least one of them is not worth a cork.
ice.
Yeah.
Too mild. Not like your ice, which is just cast straight from brutality, but in soft, subtle form. Brutality. Anyway, yeah, we could do a Highland Park stream of yours.
We could, yeah.
Oh, bring my fire.
If you bring the fire, I've got ice 12.
We'll
and
need the
do that,
fucking.
yeah.
The thing is, isn't it ironic that I bring the fire, but if we have your ice, we need actual ice to get the ice off our palate. Somewhat contradictory in name.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no.
Leona, if you're still here, please add a note, Highland Park stream.
That'd be a banger. But yeah, we've got. I forgot what I was saying. No, anyway, the Modlac is God tier in S tier. We've got some at a God tier, I think. We'll have to sit down and go through it at some point.
Tier list 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Won't do as well for you. It did very well last time. We'll do it on Discord or something.
Yeah.
And for those who are curious, we are doing. Oh, hello, Swan. Don't mind how much. Trying to tell others about the stream. Tell everyone.
Yes,
we don't mind.
please do. Please share.
Everywhere. We're just boomers and millennials.
We're just two people that met at uni and decided we like whiskey and have decided to.
We're two dickheads, but yes.
Yeah. We're pretentious dickheads who've decided that, whiskey is our thing and we're going to just chat shit about
To
it
be
all night.
fair, it is our thing because we don't have anyone else. Who do you have that does this?
Yeah, no one.
My dad likes a few, but he's obviously does it old fashions, and your dad
Yeah,
does
my
it.
dad started to like more as I bought him some, and he does drink it neat.
But it's that thing of,
but he does, only
who
drink
can you
what I
just
buy.
sit there and talk about it? On the server, there's people.
Yeah.
But we don't have anyone else.
Yeah. Like,
Friend of the family will do it.
Banny
If
and
I
Christopher
did this
people
with a friend of the family, my brother-in-law,
yeah.
I do it with my brother-in-law. What would he do if I put a glass out in front of him?
Cry, probably, because he wouldn't
No.
dare drink it.
No. He'd do something else. He would literally YOLO swag fam that. He does it every time. That's not a criticism.
No, I was thinking more friend of the family. I think
Oh, no,
the
no,
value
brother-
YOLO
brother-in-law.
swag fam friend of the family. I don't think the brother-in-law would dare touch that.
No.
The value.
If I put that in front of brother, please be careful, David.
Sorry.
If I put that in front of
My knee.
brother-in-law would shoot it unintentionally because he just does it from muscle memory. Friend of the family, if I told him, yeah, he'd hold back.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean it's something that dates back. It's kind of what we've always done, isn't it? Because it dates back to those nights at uni where we just order a tasting set and we just sit and spend the evening. We'd have some food and we just have a few glasses.
Hey, I just realised.
Oh,
No, I've just realised. Right, this was first put into cask in July 2007. Do you know what I did in July 2007? I moved into Ivory Road.
You did.
I
About 2 months before you met me.
Well, I met you in October. October 2007. I just moved into my house off campus. That's a good time. I loved it there. I didn't want to leave that house.
Yeah, you lived like that house, yeah.
I didn't want to leave, but it was only because of one functioning, absolute dribbling. I can't say the word, but that person,
Yeah.
the Calvados-loving idiot who slept with a fat chick and fell asleep while doing it, snailing.
Yes, we had coined the term snailing
I
for
coined
that.
it. Yes, I'll take full credit for that. Sleeping while nailing, snailing.
Yeah.
Like we only left because of him. We weren't going to leave otherwise, and I'd probably still be there to this day,
Yeah.
which I'd be okay with.
Yeah,
to be
your
honest.
landlord liked you, didn't he?
So did the next door neighbour.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So yeah, so this whiskey was bottled about 3 months before Meg and I met.
which is also about, we went to the distillery in 2015.
Yeah.
So it was halfway through its maturation.
Yeah.
You know,
It was there.
It was there.
We might have walked past the cask.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, this is. All right, I'm gonna have to do it. Okay. I'm gonna bring us back here. I'm gonna do this actually. There. The collections. You can see this for yourselves. I am gonna going to have to do... This is the most expensive...
He doesn't want to do this, so I'm going to make him feel slightly better.
You're going to do first.
Yeah.
All right, Dave is going to yellow swag home first. Go on. Normally I do it first.
Does that work as a shot? Why the fuck does that work as a shot? Who is shooting this whiskey? That just goes like... that... How? What idiot that works at the English whiskey company? Let's make this. It'll be a brilliant sipper. Oh, by the way, you can shoot the fucker as well. Okay, to be fair,
My breathing cough doesn't help.
other than you know how expensive it is, that is a brilliant shot. You won't regret shooting it. Like, I'm glad I went first because I now know that he's not going to regret doing this because it's gone down so nicely.
Was that a heron?
I was debated saying heron, but false call doesn't make you have to drink.
You know what
it.
you have to do now, right?
Well, I don't have a drink, so
You have to send it.
he has sent it.
Fuck's sake.
This is now really bad because what's just happened is he's realised that a £300+ whiskey is really, really good to shoot, very easy to drink, and could very easily just be gone. Yeah, I'll have a bottle. Where's my bottle gone?
Fuck. If I had like 3-4 shots of that, I'd be done.
It's also very strong, but it's not overpowering, despite the strength.
That's just fruity.
Yeah,
A little bit ginger, a little bit on the end.
yeah.
But that's so good. Oh, that pisses me off so much.
Worryingly, that would go well on hot chocolate as well. That would be like the world's most expensive hot
I'd rather
chocolate.
6 Norfolk Nog.
Yeah.
That pisses me off because it's so nice. Like, legitimately, I've not got one wrong.
Okay.
And the only good thing in this is your selection, this one, is arguably the best one.
Genuinely, I think this is on its own in God tier. I don't think we've ever had a whiskey this good.
I don't know.
The,
I think Highland Park Fire might be up there.
I
think
did, we,
to be
did
fair-
we shoot it though?
What, fire? No, we've never seen a swag from that.
I
We
think
may have to when we do
this is
Highland
the
Park
only
stream.
one that we can drink and shoot, and it is amazing. I think this is in a tier on its own at the minute.
It fucks me off because I didn't want it to be. I don't want it to be that good.
Mega's now discovered that he's now bought something that's too good. If it's too good, I'll have it.
Fuck you. I don't know what to say because it's lovely. I'm going to bring us back here, by the way, guys, because we've obviously finished our shots. It's dangerous. You're right, Leona. 100%.
Oh yeah,
I can feel it.
Yeah,
Like, I've been feeling that since I took my first sip. But that annoys me because all of them have been good in their own way, but the flavour profile has been so... We'll start at the beginning. First of all, we had samples of the Kalila.
yeah.
We know that has to sit up there. I think it's an equal because it's a very different type.
Honestly, I don't.
I think
I
it
don't
is.
think it comes.
I think it's very hard to say it is.
I don't think we
because
could shoot the Kalila. I don't. We had such a small amount. I don't think we could shoot the Kalila.
I reckon I could. I feel horrendous.
I don't think it would go down as well if you did.
Islays aren't really meant for.
No.
I mean, you saw Lord John Marbury doing
Yeah.
the 16, but that's a drinker.
That's Lord John Marbury, you know.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah, splendid. But there is still. I don't. Oh, it's so irritating.
I honestly,
Ugh.
of all the whiskies we've had, I mean, I know I like blue and that, but I don't think
Can't
anything
shoot
we've
blue.
had.
Can't
No.
shoot blue.
I
can't.
don't think anything we've had comes close to this.
That's so annoying because it shouldn't be that good. Although, saying that, I have shot one that might come close. And we both have it.
Which one are you going for? Because now I'm confused. He's gone to the third shelf. I mean, yeah.
Now you're thinking.
Silk and yeah.
Okay, for those who don't know, I pulled out briefly my Singleton Diageo Special Release 2023, the Silken Gown finished in Chardonnay du Bourgogne cask, white wine cask finish, 14-year-old. We both own it.
Yeah.
Mine's open. That is something else. And we had it with my father.
We did.
And my dad liked it too.
Yes.
Although he would, to be fair. He knew it was expensive. Now you know I've got you. We might have a point. But it would need much experimentation and investigation.
I feel like there's a stream in here somewhere.
Cast strength.
No.
Do we need just that mattress on the floor?
The God tier stream. What whiskies do we think could be God tier? Because I think there's this. I'm sorry, the Singleton 25 I don't think is going to get there.
No.
That
it's a different
Silk
kind of
and
good.
Gown.
It's S tier, but it's not God tier. Silk and Gown, I think.
I'd be tempted to give the Rosal a go against it. But do we think there's anything else?
Stop. Because I have an idea.
Unless I can get a sample of Hibiki 12 or Hibiki 7.
Stop.
Wait.
Stop.
I have a sample of Hibiki 17.
But I have something better.
You have a task over.
I have a sample of Rosal 12 too.
You do.
And we have extra glasses.
So for this to make sense, it was mentioned earlier, the Tale of Three Rosals will become a thing, but because I've been trying to get one since middle of last year, I finally have a Rosal, which I wasn't intending to buy, but Meg found, and
I could
bought.
wash that. I could have.
Yeah, he told me about it, I bought it, and he did look again, it had gone out of stock.
True, but I didn't go to buy it again.
No,
I went to check.
We'll go into the full story later, another day. But Rosal is
It's got to be.
It's pushing God tier.
Well, let's find out.
No. Let's not find out.
Clean the
Palate cleanse first.
That's not got anything in it though.
It had something in it. Mine's already got water in it.
Mine was already cleaned.
Okay.
I now just need to pee. Cheers.
Look,
Okay,
we're both
this
in that
makes sense.
position. We're just
What
gonna-
I've done is I've just given an idea to finish the stream. A little snifter.
Because this could technically class as a January treat because I did buy it in January. It's a bottle I wanted.
Dave's going to have to be a bit lean for the next couple months.
Yeah.
Because this blew his budget because it was found, and it was because it was so hard to find that it had to be purchased knowing that he will not be able to buy anything until August.
So let's have a glass of the Jura 7 wood.
If that's Jura 7, you've done me dirty. I am literally going to throw this bar into your head. I'm the only person strong enough to actually do
Genuinely,
it.
I just didn't change the label.
I'm not even joking.
I'll let you sniff it to confirm that it's not a Jura. He smiled and he's licked. It is not a Jura.
That's definitely not a Jura. All right, give me half a sample because I can't do a full.
Yeah, there's a line I can kind of see on the jigger.
Yeah. All right, for this to make sense, Rosal was rated low by others, and we disagree. Yeah, make sure there's no water in there, buddy. Send that water.
Yeah.
Like, we know they're talking
still
out
leaves you a
of
good
their rather
proportion.
loose bottoms. We know this is God tier.
7 CL. So this is the Origami Kite. This is the Rosal 12-year-old, first release from the distillery.
We don't have it in the picture form. Sorry, folks. It says on the bottle, the horizon dissolves into a rich palette of deep burgundy as shades of dark plum. Against this swirling backdrop of stunning colours, an elegant kite twists and turns on its magical way. Built on centuries of a craft that pairs wonder and simplicity, these immaculate folds of delicate paper ride the wind towards the clouds. Paper, wood, string, and a touch of alchemy sends the kite maker's creations soaring. At Rosal Distillery, our malt master creates a stunning single malt that soars with profound flavours of blah 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 ex-bourbon refill, blah blah. Point is, where's the standard? Because this is something else.
Yeah. Rosal don't do a standard. They've
Yet.
just started doing whiskey, and this is what they've released.
They've been sitting on it for 12 years.
Yeah. They've just gone like, yeah, we're gonna hold off on this till 2023 when it releases a Diageo special release because
First fill ex-bourbon and refill casks. This is 56.5, so it's 1% less than the other, which is 57.6.
Yeah.
Ish. That's the good stuff. That has to be. I'm sorry, I'm right. You know I'm right.
Okay, yeah.
There might be a contender. And it's annoying because again, it's another punt. Because we didn't know Rosal.
No.
We didn't know that would be good either. And that is both frustrating and hilarious.
Okay, so can we think of a fourth? So we've got the English, we've got Rosal, Hibiki 17. I reckon I'm willing to sacrifice my sample
I wouldn't do that.
for a god tier stream.
I might say, actually, because I have tried it and you haven't. Why Pulteney? Single cask.
That could be a stream. What is the best whiskey we've ever had?
The annoying thing is I want to put my Nika 12 there, but I know it's not good enough. And it annoys me because I know it's good, but it's not as good. I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And it frustrates me because...
Weirdly...
Well, like, if I want to say what's really good...
Hang on.
Go on.
Think what our taste profile is.
You're thinking about freaking peaty, aren't you?
No, what I'm thinking is we've currently got 3 whiskies.
Really
if you're
sweet.
thinking of that as a fourth, how many of them are Isla? We don't have an Isla. Our profile is that, yet we're thinking of 4 potential best whiskies we've ever had, and none of them are an Isla. And I'm not including, obviously, the Far Class 40, because we can't. There's not enough of that to go around to try.
Spanish oak.
Yeah. For 2 people that would probably say, if you asked us to say what flavour profile our perfect whiskey would have in one word, we'd say peated.
The thing is, that's the thing. We haven't had one that would quite... These are just... We haven't had one, an Isla that goes... I still maintain your Kalila is there.
Yeah, it could be.
I reckon the only thing is we had less than that.
Yeah, we had such a small amount, haven't we?
Oh, it's frustrating. We have to talk about it off there.
Okay, so yeah, Leona, please note if you're there, a god tier best whiskey ever stream.
The perfect whiskey.
Yeah.
You notice they're mostly cast strength, right?
Well, yeah, I mean...
Fam, get a double air mattress. We can sleep on that. Okay.
Much spooning shall occur.
We've been going for 3 hours, 2 minutes. Should we send these, get a hot cocoa and go and chill out? I haven't sent this before.
No, this will be a new experience.
YOLO Swag Fam.
Good night all. We shall YOLO Swag Fam. Possibly the best whiskey in the world. We shall see. That we've ever had, anyway. Meg has just had a small failure of body.
Yeah. I'm going to end here, folks, while Dave sends it. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back here.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, that hits.
Yeah, you get it. We'll be back here Saturday, folks. Say goodnight, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
Good night, all. Thank you.